shared. TopLobsta Productions.
In the shadows of the ancient ones, they never went away. They're still here today.
Nephilim, Death Squad. When the last trumpet sounds and the heavens crack, blah, 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 blah. Nephilim, Death Squad. Nephilim, Death Squad. Death Squad. Death Squad. Death Squad.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of NDS Chronicles, the show where we read your submitted paranormal testimony. If you have something you'd like to share, chroniclesnds@gmail.com is where you want to send it. We will mock you relentlessly, but also, we'll read it. And that's probably good. I am David Lee Corbo, aka The Raven. That is TopLobsta, the father of
What's up?
disinformation. And that's Matthew Hepner. Before we get into today's episode, a little reminder, if you want to support us, patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. Sign up there, gain early access to episodes before the general public, ad-free listening experiences, access to communities of dangerous retards on Twitter, on Discord, and on Telegram, I believe.
And on X as well.
I know. Well, that's Twitter. I said
That's what
Twitter.
you said,
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah.
yeah.
Also, every Wednesday, the community is getting together and they're doing a Bible study. So if you're into that, you got to get into these communities and come and hang and be a part of all of the learning and the diving into scripture. Also, discount codes off of merchandise from TopLobsta.com, where not only you're going to gain access to our merchandise that's made by TopLobsta, but you're also going to get tickets to Brohemian Grove. You've got to pay for those, of course. Oh, shit. The new sound. August 8th, we're really close. My God,
We're very close.
we're super close. It's going to be right around the corner.
Close. I was feeling a little bit of anxiety.
That's what was wrong with you today? You were very secretive. Was that what it was?
Like, no, I mean, no.
Yeah, you're different today. Was that what it is? Anxiety?
Well, I mean, he says he wasn't doing a show with me. He's doing a show with you, and you're very low energy,
point.
so he's got to lower his energy. I come in here, the energy's high, everything gets higher.
That's because I'm respectful to you. That's all. Like you were just doing this big intro, and I didn't cut you off or flip you off in the middle of the video or start yelling things in the background.
He's referencing him
because
trying to
what's
do an
nice
ad read.
is where, like, when you come into somebody else's place of
Sure.
business, you show them respect. That's all.
Okay.
Frequently asked questions. Where is Brohemian Grove this year?
Oh, click on the one that says, should I be respecting Matt? No.
It says 8-8. It's on 8-8 Wildwood, Florida. So show up. Come to Wildwood, Florida. That's like Central Florida.
I tried to invite Isaac Weiss up, and he said,
Absolutely
8-8, very occulted of you. And I said, we just fucking go wherever.
Like, that's the date that was available.
Yeah, that's what that's what's available.
That was the
Also,
cheapest day.
guys, we have a killer lineup. Oh, actually, no, I can't read. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is in a second. Ed Mabry's going to be there. Dr. Heather Lynn, Hidden in Plain Sight. Paranoid American. Cheney. Donut is going to be there. Brian of Demon Erasers. Jake and Jeremiah of Skiba News Network. Laura Baker, Dave of Isaac's Army, Bill and Ted of the Phone Booth Podcast. The list goes on and on. And we also have Owen Benjamin, which was formerly a secret. Now it's out in the open. So go and get your tickets if you want to see Big Bear. He's going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun,
it'll
guys.
be a live interview with Owen Benjamin. It's going to be fun. I think.
The Fog Machine will also be making an appearance.
Final.
Oh, wait, no, we're not allowed to. Fuck. I looked into the fine print of the thing, and it was
they
like
said absolutely not.
absolutely
right?
no Fog
Yeah,
Machines.
you asked them about sparklers. They're like Erica Kirk style, and they were like,
They said,
"What
no,
are
you can't
talking
do that.
about,
I
dude?"
really did want to do that.
Yeah.
Raven, where did you get that shirt? I love this shirt. I've had this shirt for a grip.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
shirt,
there's 1,000 episodes of this shirt.
Or they say a multitude.
A multitude of times. And so, but thank you for the shirt compliments. I'm always open.
He goes through seasons with shirts. If you notice, there'll be the same shirt like 4 times.
What's
in
that
2
beige
weeks.
one? The beige one he wears a lot. With the car on
But
it.
then
or
it just
something?
goes
that's
away.
blue. It's blue and it has the car on it.
No,
Yeah.
there's a beige one that goes like every other episode for 2 weeks, and then it's gone for a month.
There's a gray one with some Muay Thai stuff on it. There's a blue one with a Mustang on it.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. And there's a couple of them. I have like 5 good shirts. I think so. Something like
I
that.
like all those
no,
shirts.
no. You have way more than 5.
You think so?
You guys have like female amount of outfits.
Your
You guys
fingers
have-
smell like shit today. Did it, you wanna talk about that?
You guys have 30 different outfits, dude.
Yeah, why do your fingers smell like that?
I'm a t-shirt. I mean, I was
fucking manufactures t-shirts.
I thought I was explicit with this when I said I make t-shirts. So yeah, I have a lot of t-shirts. Too
Yeah.
many t-shirts.
Can I
have a
get
lot.
some? You
No,
got
absolutely
any, like,
not.
XLs
I'm not-
laying around?
I'm gonna make some. No, I don't make some XL.
We don't make
Where's
shirts
wear
like
large.
that. Fat motherfuckers.
Ouch, David.
So, should we talk about anything before we get into it, guys? Go and check out our episode that we did yesterday with James of Dark Waters.
How'd that go? I heard a lot about it.
It was
but,
a banger. That's a dude that wasn't on my radar, and then he reached out to us to have us on the show, and I got a really good feeling about it. And when we ended up talking to him, I loved him. We posted it yesterday in the Patreon. Everybody else loved him. Fantastic dude. Only does what the Lord tells him to do. Seems really, really locked in. Really, really locked in.
He's the guy that if anyone was wondering, he brought a battle axe to Alex Jones' show.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, that went viral, and I saw that, and I recognized, but I didn't put it together like the Leo Zagami thing.
Oh,
I
yeah, didn't put that together either. Yeah.
Yeah, because our life is just like a constant mix of like craziness happening at all times.
We just go wherever we're supposed to go, whenever we're supposed to go there.
So were you surprised that it went so well with this gentleman?
No, I wasn't surprised at all because that's what we do. What I was surprised about is, you know me, I don't give my phone number out. Like I don't talk to people. I actually have been texting him. I got off a 45-minute phone call with him. He's basically my new best friend. So guys, go and check out James Williams of Dark Waters. He's an OG. He's been around for a long time. It's not I believe he is one of the OG Dogman guys. So heavy into cryptids and you know,
he apparently has some experience. He said he's planned out 3 different shows with us.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Of things that he's going to cover. So I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. This guy got stuff
about
to say.
Let me tell you, we talked quite a bit about.
You think he just recognized real? You think real recognized real? And he's just like, yo, I didn't know these guys before, but now they're on my radar. Like, I want to mess with these.
Well,
dudes.
the way it's funny. The way it happened was I sit down and I go, hey, David, are we going on his show or is he coming on ours? Because the email is not very explicit. And like when we have to make the stream, we have to put all the stuff, the thumbnails. And Dave's like, I don't know. So, because it was like obscure, like we're dealing with this booker, I think.
The booker explicitly said we would be honored to host you.
And then he sent us an information packet for him.
Yeah, which typically doesn't happen unless somebody's going to appear on your show.
Yeah, it looks like I'm making a thumbnail for you now or doing descriptions for you. So I'm like, I'm confused and I have done nothing.
I have done absolutely nothing.
What's going on here? So it's kind of like, I don't know who he is. He doesn't know who we are. And it turns out like, all right, yeah, we'll host you. So they host us. And before the chat, I really love, he was honest too. Before the chat, he said the same thing that we said. I think we said it to Steven, but Steven didn't get it.
What's that?
What?
Where we're like when we're talking about, we said it to Doc too. We're like, with interviews, we're like, fucking interviews. You know,
yeah,
dude. An interview. I got to talk to this guy. This guy's going to tell me about dispensationalism.
Whatever he's going to tell us about. Yeah, dude. He expressed being kind of sick and tired of interviews. I'm not like sick and tired.
He said bored of. And it's just like, yeah, it gets boring. It gets monotonous.
What do you mean? So like the main play is just do your thing, whatever your thing is, put that out as opposed to
That's
interviews?
what he's been doing. Yeah, but then there are times where you need to step out of your own little game that you're playing in and talk to other people.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, like the more and more we do this show, especially the more grounded we become in the Bible, we're like, this was a little bit of a waste of time.
Sure.
You know, like we spent
and I don't
2
want
hours
to do,
on.
when we were going on Tinfoil Hat, we had this discussion about like, what are we going to present? And I'm like, I hate that notion.
It's
what are we
actually
going to present?
interesting because that audience apparently did not like that.
They hate us over there on Tinfoil Hat. Doesn't matter.
You
We're still
guys
on
are
Mount
too
Crushmore.
sensitive to the comments. Dude.
Still on Mount
Look at
Crushmore.
you, now you're like,
No, I don't care. I don't care what they think.
Give a fuck.
I'm just saying what they think, but I don't like. Listen, dude, if I cared what
Anybody thought
they thought, I wouldn't be sitting here right now, and also they wouldn't be sitting there
Okay, so
watching
why'd
me.
you make this comment about like what the people thought when you went
Because
on
it's
Tinfoil
an
Hat?
interesting marker. Okay, so like I sent you a message. I said, "Do you see this? It's an interesting marker. Is it true? Is it not true? That's up to you to believe it. But look at it and then know whether to discard it or change your behavior in the future."
What is the marker? Like what happened? Like what?
Okay, so the marker is me and David went on Tinfoil Hat.
Yeah.
We did a little jokey for the first 20, 30 minutes. And then we kind of gave our testimony, which I saw a fair comment that said, these guys only talk about the same thing. I was like, well, this was like the episode where we wanted to bring this information rather than something else. And some people were just like, there was a couple of comments were like, these guys are just a bunch of grifters.
Making it up. They said we made up all this shit. I'm like,
making it up. And then it goes along to, they extrapolate sometimes and they'll go, yeah, man, they should start doubting the stuff with Jesus. And I was like, okay, got you. Now I know where you're coming from. So I know this comment is based in bullshit.
Yeah.
Or based in your
How
bias.
do you determine that though? How do you
because if you hate Jesus and we're talking about Jesus and we're pointing directly at him on a show that not many people go and do that, people go on there and they present things and they present information. We said we don't care, balls on the table. We're going to present our testimony in a way, and we're also going to point right at Jesus unabashedly. So the people that don't like that.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
That's the main thing that I want to do. So, going back to where the original idea was like, what are we going to present? Which is such a false thing. At least for me, it's not in my spirit to be like, well, I'd better go and find something worth researching and concoct this entire theory and go and present it to somebody. Like, that's bullshit. That's not what I do on this show. I try to be aware of when I'm being led to something. Mm-hmm. And if something organically happens, something genuinely happens, if I feel like God led me to something and showed me something, I'm going to talk about that. Oh, Mind Trippin' says, I listened to the tinfoil hat episode. It's more of an actual introduction of you guys instead of thrown into when you first went on. Yeah, that's kind of how it went.
Most people go on there and they're like, where are you from? What do you do? Okay, what are you bringing? And then here's the information.
Yeah.
And the information is about something that happened in 1947. But it's not about me and David and our show and what we're doing.
That's the context of straight Bible. It's like the interview sessions is specifically like, tell your story. Like whatever your content is, anybody who watches you knows your content. But who are you? What's your story?
Well, that's not the platform.
Spliffy said people like to present around Jesus on tinfoil hat. And that is kind of what they do. It's like Jesus is a footnote, and they'll mention things that are like biblically adjacent.
And I understand that technique when you're talking to, because you have to understand the fan base of tinfoil hat as well. They're the swarm, and I love those guys.
Oh yeah, they crush.
Not all of them are like biblically based or like
are any of them like, is that
sure?
Yeah. That's their context is the Bible.
I'm a fan of it.
Yeah. So here we are.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like tinfoil hat does like Bible content.
Sometimes they'll have. I mean, Sam will have everybody on, and some people will touch it. I think we probably went the hardest in the paint,
especially towards the end there, where we're talking about God putting his hands on things, and
not just Bible stuff, but like when we were saying like unabashed. I think I said something like, "This is the direction that I was headed in. Every time I've done this thing and listened to God and went in that direction, it's bore good fruit, and I'm not going to stop doing that."
Yeah,
that's a hard testimony. Like not hard, but like definitive.
Yeah, definitive. It's a line in the sand.
Said a thing. I haven't said like, following God is a great thing. Maybe people should try it. I'm like, no, I've fucking done it.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah,
and here's what it's bore out. So it's a bit of, I guess you call it a brave statement, especially for the venue. The venue's not for that. It's not for interviews in general.
And it's not to say that's what Sam is trying to keep away either. No. It's just like people.
It's just the way it goes.
It's the way it goes.
Yeah, so people, they want to flex.
But that's where the comments got funny, where you were like even aware of the I've just never known you'd even be like aware of the comments.
I see them, but I don't pay attention to them. But like I see what they say, and then if my behavior needs to be modified, if the criticism is valid, then I'll take it. Which is hard to do on the internet.
Somebody said that you talk too much, and I was like, they definitely think you are me.
So I just skip that. Like, okay, I talk too much. I know I don't talk too much.
It's me that they're talking about. I'm pretty sure they just minced the names.
They said that we talk too much on the James episode, the Dark Waters episode, and we're like, well, he interviewed us.
I talk too much every episode, though. That's something that I simply can't change. But the contrast.
I thought you guys crushed talking too much.
Well, being on tinfoil hat, and I guess their audience is probably getting sick of us. A lot of them are haters, whatever, doesn't matter. And then being on James' show, and like every comment is like, this was fantastic. And we didn't come there to present some
You guys are all looking in the comments now?
Yeah, well, of course. I'm interested to see, like, did we do well for this guy? Mm-hmm. That's really it. Did we do well for this guy? Yeah. Like, did his audience enjoy it? Is this something that he's going to benefit from?
Yeah, he did you a solid. You're like, I want to do him.
I want to make sure that we're doing good by him.
Yeah.
And overwhelmingly, everybody loved it. And I'm like, we didn't even go on there to talk about anything except for God. Like, that's the main thing. And I don't want to talk about all the other crazy shit.
I'm guessing that like 30 seconds before you went on his show, you had no clue what you were going to
No,
talk
we
about.
had no
I know
idea.
you guys too well. Like, that's exactly how
We
guys
spoke
roll.
with him beforehand. And we're like, what do you want to talk
He
about?
wanted to create like an outline for what we were gonna, and I don't even know if we got to.
We had some
all
new
of it.
fun gravy. I thought like the Disclosure Day stuff. Maybe we'll talk
That
about
was
it
fun,
on our
yeah.
show a little bit later. But that was very Matt. You'd probably find it a little bit interesting as well. Like
Oh, Disclosure Day or the episode itself.
well, the Disclosure Day idea, the shenanigans that were pulled, and the
Sure.
slipperiness of Hollywood and the Jewish director that is called Steven Spielberg.
We very much talked about it, effectively replacing one tall white dude with another tall white dude.
Mhm.
But you're like the better tall white dude.
Why?
Tall white.
Yeah, you're our tall white.
Wait. So how did the movie come back to the Jews? Like, what is the
Spielberg. Spielbergowitz? Spielbergstein?
Steven Spielberg is a Jew.
Yeah.
And I just find it interesting that so the long and short of what I presented in a way is that the alien phenomenon and all of the facts around it, the facts were all nailed. Like they did a great job. They even did like recreations of different alien encounters that were like you can tell it wasn't grainy footage because they like reshot it. And all the lore, all the MKUltra stuff, the telepathy, all that stuff is great.
Yeah.
Where he missed was, I mean, they quoted the Bible and they actually misquoted it, grossly misquoted
what
it.
they quote?
They quoted Genesis 1:26-27, where it says, God's talking to, I guess he's talking to either, maybe he's Jesus and the Holy Spirit, maybe he's talking to himself.
Let us create man in our image.
Yeah. And then and give him dominion over,
Everything.
the beasts of the earth and all that stuff like that. Yeah.
The earth.
They said, the quote that they said was that God created a supreme being. He created man supreme, the supreme being on earth, or he's the supreme creation on earth. And it's like, no, it's never like that.
Well, there is that's not. It's not worded like that, but that's not wrong. That's not a wrong statement.
It's an incorrect statement.
Wait, we just read it where in Ephesians 2, where it said that we are his workmanship, and it's that Greek word poema, which means like his masterpiece.
Mhm.
Like what else on the earth is greater
On-
than man?
No. So the I say that the multiplier word there would be on earth. Now she's justifying outer space life.
Mm.
And the previous statement before that in the conversation was, I'll read. I
Well,
wrote this
there's
down.
a discussion about that because it's like, has man been given dominion over outer space? Like if the dude's saying we're going to go take over the moon or we're going to go take over
Okay,
Mars.
I'll
like,
read this to you though, and this is the context that you have to view that. I'll read both quotes. So the first one is the ex-nun is speaking to the main protagonist who wants to do alien disclosure, and she goes, "Do you think it's a good idea to do?"
she was like a Catholic nun.
She was an ex-Catholic
And
nun.
she's out.
She's out. She's dating this guy. They're on the run.
Okay.
But she asks him after he shows her some of the stuff. She says, "Do you think it's a good idea? Because proving the existence of aliens would disrupt a social order built on belief of a supreme being by showing them actual supreme beings."
Mm.
So supreme being the word.
Lowercase g gods.
Then later on, a nun speaks to her, and she's having this doubt with her faith. And she says, Genesis says that we're his supreme creation. And she goes, Genesis says we're his supreme creation on earth. So now we're getting to this idea of supreme being, supreme creation. And there's like this weird line drawn where they're trying to say that the aliens now are standing alongside God as supreme beings. And then also they're pointing it to outer space and they're saying, no, we're just on Earth.
It's just an intrigue. Well, that's an intriguing discussion because as you study that out, it does look like, I mean, it's obviously not that language. Like we're not referred to as supreme beings in any way, but like we are the pinnacle of the creation.
Sure.
That like man.
I just don't think
has
that
been
there's
given-
anything created outside of Earth. I don't think it's I don't think it's in outer space in these planets. I think it's all interdimensional.
There's no such thing as Mars. Then is that like a flat Earth thing, or
Mars
like
isn't
Jupiter
real.
or Saturn?
Get with the
So-
program, dude.
It
No,
might-
I
mean,
don't know what the things are. Is
It's
that like?
there. Is there anything alive on it?
Oh, I see. Yeah. So that's where I'm at
I
too.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if there is either, but Mars is there. I think Mars is there.
So wait.
What
So
is
you
it? I don't
think
know.
Mars
it
is
could
real?
also be a light. I don't know what this stuff is. We're looking at it from however many miles away through a telescope. Like, all right.
Right.
I
It's
see
just
something.
it's just an interesting discussion because we're
Yeah.
saying we're going to outer space, and it's like, has man been given dominion of outer space? He's been given dominion over Earth. It's an interesting discussion. That's all. Go ahead. I don't.
No, I'm just mad you keep making up shit about Mars and outer space.
Okay,
No, it's
can
just
you show us the guy with the bear, dude? Everybody wants to see that. You're
Let's
giving
see
us
that.
little like hints and clues. I love this guy.
I've been
dude.
putting this
guy
up on the
goes
screen
hard,
the whole
bro.
time you guys have been talking. It's
He
the
looks
greatest shit.
great.
Bro, I don't know why, but we just found this in our inbox. I guess Leo Zagami intended for us to use it, as like.
Did he send that to us?
Yeah. This is the greatest fucking picture I've ever seen in my life. This
I
is
like that.
This guy is maybe the coolest fucking guy. Yannette said evil Clint. He does look. Remember when I made Clint that guy with the cowl and, and the cape? Yeah, this guy.
You just
This
feel
guy
like
looks
if you were in Italy with this dude, he would take you like really good Italian restaurants.
I
He'd
feel
have,
like
the
he would
good
take
wine.
me to the Vatican and tell me some secrets.
Yeah,
that I
show me
didn't
some
know.
orbs on the
Take you
rooftop.
after, yeah.
This guy's so cool, bro. I love this dude. You know what's funny is how much the Alberino thing keeps coming up in all of our discussions. So obviously it came up with Zagami and it came up yesterday with
I
with
thought
James.
you guys dropped it.
We
tried
did
to.
drop it, but it keeps just it's picking us up.
Can't quit him.
Can't quit him. Yeah. So Daddy is in hot water again.
What did you think? What do you think, James? Though
When you called him
'cause
Daddy,
we-
he laughed at
he
it.
mentioned Alberino, and we go, oh yeah, Daddy, and he was kind of like, huh?
But he did laugh. He
I,
did
said, I
laugh.
know
He
the
did
Bible
laugh.
says you call no man daddy, but
Other than Alberino.
So he's buddies with Alberino? He was like, hey,
No,
what do
he
you-
doesn't like him at all. I think he called him a wanker. I think he said he serves a
What?
different kingdom. He serves a different kingdom. There's only two kingdoms.
The
and,
dude yesterday said
there's only
that?
two kingdoms, and he's not serving the kingdom of the Lord.
He
And
did say
so,
that.
Yeah, he did say that. And I don't know how much I want to give away, but I did have some follow up.
what do you think about that, Matt?
What do you think about that?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Long exasperated sigh.
Mhm.
It's another discussion that we've had before where I mean like with Derek Gilbert, like body of Christ, and I was like, well, I must not be part of this
Right.
body.
No,
I
you're
don't
making
recognize
that.
it.
That's two totally different things, dude.
Yeah,
I don't think it
Simulacra
is.
Time says he said
I
he's
don't
possessed.
think it is.
Who?
Daddy.
Yeah, he told
Daddy's
us that.
possessed.
That's what James said yesterday?
That's what James said. I really fucking like James. I really do, dude. That is a cool guy, man.
I feel bad about that. I don't want to say. He was like, was he green the whole episode you recorded with him?
Is that
And I'm
motherfucker
kinda like-
green?
I was like, listen, he probably has bad lighting and like
and he was also like hungover and
Yeah, I
sleepy
don't know.
and stuff, or he's demonically oppressed. He's doing witchcraft.
how come he's looking down the whole time?
Because
And
he's
I'm just
reading
like,
from his book of spells that is on his lap the entire time. He's got this.
What was he saying though? Just that Alberino has the opportunity to preach Christ and is kind of doing just
Well,
more of the alien thing? Because I know
yeah.
that's been brought up against him before.
He's saying that he's no longer preaching the gospel. He's no longer Christ centric. Instead, he is idolizing. He's made idols out of these fallen angels and Nephilim, aliens and things like that, which is
That's
a lot of
true.
our gripe.
That is true though.
It's a lot of our gripe.
But a lot of people have done that in a way,
Ain't that true?
like where you start to look at the Bible and then you get extra biblical.
Yeah.
And then from there, then you're like in some Kabbalistic stuff. Then you're in the
It's
occult.
Jesus plus, and
But
then
is that-
Jesus starts to change. He's like, well,
Uh-huh.
maybe
Is
it's
that
got
the
to do with the
danger?
vertebrae.
Of like kind of being like desperate for content. Is that like like the danger? It's
No.
like you got to be on the cutting edge of the content.
Well,
and,
being desperate for content is a trap. I mean, you're correct in that, and I think that we have avoided that trap. There's a lot of people that will try and they'll do a bunch of crazy research and they'll try to present something, and then that becomes a trap. We don't care about the audience. We don't care about presenting something. We just come on the show and have fun. And I ask Holy Spirit to move us. And sometimes something really amazing happens, and it's got really little to do with us.
I think writing a book is a trap.
That's a bit of a trap.
what do you mean?
Writing a book about a theory specifically that you need to then hold on to, because now if that's published and it becomes #1 best time seller or whatever it is, that's your word.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah.
that Birthright
Not just
can
birthright.
trap you?
How about like Paul Stobbs? I like Paul Stobbs, but Paul Stobbs is the Nephilim or clowns guy.
Oh yeah. And then that becomes
it.
like,
that's your thing.
for after a certain amount of time, people hitting you up to come and talk about the same shit over and over again
Even
is
Ed.
probably like, damn.
They keep on hitting up Ed. They were like, still didn't debate me on the Little Season, and he's like, I only did like a little bit about that, but he wrote a book on it, and now you're that guy. You know what I mean? Because you wrote a book on it, but that's not
Well,
his thing.
Isn't that like denominations fall into that
Yeah.
too, man? They rally around like one specific truth and then they're
Yeah.
all about that. And then, yeah, what if you keep reading the Bible and you start coming to different conclusions as you tie other passages together? You go, you know what? I used to think this, but now I think this.
But if you have a
But you're
book,
locked into that denomination already and you
Yeah.
have to tote that
if you have a
line.
book where you wrote in black and white what you thought,
Yeah.
you can't say I think
What are
something
you
else.
saying? I
well,
could
here-
100% come back and say, yeah, I thought that.
Oh, you
happened,
can.
but-
We can. I do. I can.
Yeah.
You can. Everybody can.
Everybody can.
But
Will
but
everybody?
if you have an ego, if you have pride, And if you're scared to be, I guess, taken as like an unserious person,
Yeah.
because other people will go, well, look at what you said here. And they'll do that to me. Look at what you said here. And I'm like, I don't think that anymore.
Yeah,
and then they'll
that's why
try
you
to
gotta
pin you to
stay
it.
based
and be
in
like,
truth, man.
yeah, I don't think that anymore. So what?
That's why the only time I've ever had any interest in writing a book, which I'm lazy and undisciplined and probably won't do it, but is
You
about
got
my own
AI now,
testimony.
though.
It's my own testimony. It's my experience. That's not something that is, it's not a theory. It's what I experienced. So I can speak to that confidently and not have my opinion of it change because I went through these things, But if you're going to start like a theory that I've been working on and loosely working on is a very loose statement.
Loosely.
Is this idea that what MKUltra or the GATE program is selecting for is generational iniquity. And I've been having some fun doing it.
What is the GATE program?
The
Is
GATE
that-
program is
Gifted and talented program.
Wait, from when you're like a little kid and you go to
Yeah.
you're in the GATE program?
yes. So this is an election
That's what
People
I
call
process.
it, mine's was called Sigma. I was in
No, we
Sigma.
had it was called GATE when I was a kid.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a thing.
It's the same thing.
Same shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Sigma
GATE is MKUltra.
gifted and talented.
It is
It's
widely accepted that it's a selection process for an MKUltra
Mhm.
program or adjacent program. A lot of
No.
okay, so the thing that I think they're selecting
We're gonna
for
get stuck on like the Joe Rogan thing
and
again.
he's like,
No,
the thing that I think they're selecting for, and I could be wrong,
among other things. but
among other
definitely,
things,
yeah.
is generational iniquity. And the idea that a spirit has legal access to your bloodline because of the iniquities of your ancestors or, whatever you did in your own lifetime. But typically these are children, so they've not had an opportunity to transgress massively into Freemasonry or
They haven't
occultism
had
or
much,
witchcraft.
much trauma yet.
Unless which will happen if you have a bloodline with generational iniquity, and it is likely.
Okay, GATE. The GATE thing when you're in elementary school and they
Yes.
say, hey, you get to be in this gifted thing.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
what we're talking about.
Yes,
They're prying during the I got kicked out. I went to one thing.
probably because you kept saying the same thing over and over again.
No, I said
Get
something.
out of here.
Who was the chick? There was a chick that was like the school president chick, and I said something crazy to her, and I got kicked out.
Yeah.
But like my brother was in it, my sister was in it.
What'd you
You're
say?
saying that
Nice
program.
kids.
They're looking for kids that are reacting to a certain thing, and also I think compliant is a big deal.
Yeah.
They want you to just kind of like not really question what they're doing.
Well,
So
I think
yeah.
if you have a
Huh.
there are probably ways to test if you are susceptible to disassociating.
agreeability is a big one,
Yeah.
and you're low on on
agreeability.
You're
Yeah.
high, you're low on disagreeability.
Well, yeah, your traits on agreeability are probably 0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what do you mean if somebody
You'll
tells me
disagree
something?
just for the sake of disagreeing.
you're
Well, no.
high in openness, low in agreeability. They're like 4
No,
other
sometimes
ones.
I disagree with you, not because I disagree with you, because I want to hear you explain it.
So
But you
my tinfoil
challenge.
tiara actually says
Yeah, you do.
blood type, which I think is a key component. And the reason I think it's a component is because there are certain genetic lines, like if you think about a royal bloodline, that are associated with a great deal of iniquity, and therefore a spirit, a power, a principality has access to that bloodline. And I think there are other things like you're talking about agreeability, the ability to disassociate. There's a bunch of stuff going on there. But I think one of the giveaways is the fact that they use a frequency test on you to see if you can hear these hertz or those hertz. I think that the MKUltra programs, after they realize that spirits exist in frequency, that's how you can communicate with them. That's how you can tune
One of the
something
things
to
that they
receive
do
it. Wait,
is they put headphones on you like every week,
yeah.
and they play like tones, like.
And I go, can you hear that shit?
Click the
Little
button
bitch?
if you can
Don't
hear
you
it.
guys have a button and you say that like certain people with certain skin tones can't hear that?
Oh yeah.
No, that's a
That
smoke
tone.
alarm. Did you know there's a disproportionate amount of deaths by house fires in the black
I
community?
don't think we should get into this right now.
Yeah,
we
let's
just
not.
made it our
Let's not.
friend. We have a new
He's
friend.
our friend.
Okay, but you're saying that. You're saying like some people can hear certain tones and some people can't hear certain tones.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
Xerox says, bloodline sounds like serpent seed, fake and gay. Well, I'm talking about iniquity upon your bloodline. That's incredibly biblical. There's nothing that's
Iniquity upon your bloodline.
iniquity upon your household. So the idea would be, I think, and this is totally theoretical, but if these spirits do exist within a certain frequency range, which seems to come up constantly in our research, then they probably mapped out what exists on what frequency. And if they have more of an interest in this entity or less of an interest in that entity, they can then test Can you hear this? If you can hear this, there's a high likelihood that, especially if there's a background done on you already.
That you'll be swayed by this particular entity.
I don't know about if it's necessarily just swayed, but like access to, like a conduit for that entity. That entity can freely interact with this individual more so than somebody who doesn't come from that bloodline who has all that iniquity because their parents were Freemasons or their grandparents were occultists or their grandmothers were witches or some shit like that. So I think that a great deal of what they're looking for probably isn't what they wouldn't call it iniquity, but I think it's what we would identify as iniquity.
But so the long story short is that they're like scouting in gate.
Yes,
like there's like the guy goes to watch a high school football game. He's a scout looking for,
Yeah.
Same thing. They're trying to find people to bring into that program. Okay, got it. I didn't mean to take it off the rails.
Well, we're 30 minutes in. We should read some of these stories because that's the point of this show, isn't it? So we have a picture of Leo Zagami. Let me take that down real quick. It's a great picture. Thank you, Leo, for that. We should turn that into something. And I'm going to start off.
Hear that.
Yeah,
Is that what this is about?
What?
That's just the ambient music for the
Spooky. It's getting
the
spooky
ambiance.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll start with, who should we start with here? We're going to go to this more recent one because Nancy's not been cleaning house. So I know what's going on. I'm not going to say whose name this is because they might not want me to. I'm going to go ahead and read this. I listened to your story on Tinfoil Hat.
Well, what's the email? What can I?
It's Red-Eyed Demon. Red-Eyed Demon.
Red-Eyed Demon.
Red-Eyed Demon. I listened to your story on Tinfoil Hat, and I've had a very similar experience. Starting around 2010 to 2014, I had recurring dreams where a demonic presence and I would be trying to call out for Jesus.
It says that exactly.
Once I could get Jesus's name out, I would wake up. Eventually, it peaked when I was in Puerto Rico. I was literally being dragged off the edge of the bed. Jesus saved me then too. I got out of bed and prayed and read my Bible out loud. I was terrified. Eventually, I decided I would no longer be afraid because I am saved and believe Jesus has power over any darkness. Amen. Crushing. Good move, dude. Once I made that switch in my mind, it stopped happening. Around the same period, I also saw shadow people. Well, those are called Puerto Ricans. During sleep deprivation training in the military. Oh, they do that? They train you for sleep deprivation? I know in the
I guess depending on the squadron that you're in, yeah.
This is a spooky room now. I know they drown. Don't they drown you in the Marines? I don't like that.
In the Navy.
In the Navy. Yeah, they drown you in the Navy, huh? You don't have to do skeptical Matt face for that. We're just talking.
They do. Yeah, when they're doing like swim training for those guys, yeah.
Man.
They keep you underwater, man. It's terrifying. All right, let's keep reading.
Other people in training also had all kinds of hallucinations during that week. Oh, yeah, because you're all sleep deprived. All that said, more recently, something crazy happened that I would value your opinion on. Well, I don't know that it's going to be of value. This past November, I was out hunting far back on public land.
Like this guy already.
And while walking out, I could hear steps around me. Not animal steps, but something walking around me. I started to feel a sense of fear, but again decided that nothing is more powerful than Christ and I won't be intermediated. And I know what you meant by that.
What does that mean? What did he mean by that?
Intimidated.
This guy's
but he also won't be fucking hey, you're not going to intermediate me.
This guy's definitely coming from tinfoil hat.
You ain't going to intermediate
Puerto
me.
Rican that hunts though. This is intriguing. Dude.
Well, he said he was in
Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico.
Vacation in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he could have just been on
I
vacation.
don't know. Maybe he was on. They used to have military sites on there too.
Lots of white people make that mistake of vacationing in Puerto Rico.
I've done that.
Fair point.
It's not okay. I turned with my flashlight to find whatever it was, and there was nothing. I kept walking, and again, I hear steps walking, and I turned to face whatever it is while saying Jesus out loud, and nothing. So this guy's gotten to the point where he's saying it out loud. He's in the woods, spinning around, looking for something walking around him, and he's yelling Jesus.
Carter!
In the mighty name of Jesus.
What was it?
Oh, we can't play that. Yeah, we get
We're not
dinged
allowed
every
to
time.
play that, right?
I don't think so. I think if we play it, we're going to get copyright struck. Oh, well. What are you going to do about it?
Only God can do it. 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 Do, 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 do it. Do, 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 do.
making a mockery of this guy's experience. I get to the parking lot, and there is a dude in a white van, which is odd because it took me a long time to get out of the woods. He's asking questions about hunting, almost fishing for where exactly I was hunting. I noticed a bright ball of light rise up near where I had been, and I ask him if he sees that. And he says, yeah, that's weird. No flashers or anything. And it shoots off to the east and disappears. That's pretty crazy, actually. That's kind of wild. Don't you guys think that's kind of wild? Fuck you guys. I have a 30-minute drive home, and I don't think anything of all that. And while unloading my car, I noticed orbs floating down the street from my house. They're pinkish red, and at first, I think they are big balloons someone let go until they start moving weird to a V formation. And so I pulled out my phone, and I got a video, which I can send to you if you want. What the fuck, bro? Of course I want.
I know, but he's new.
You new around here, huh?
You're new
Yes,
in
I
town.
want. So I guess next time we do this, I would like.
have AIDS. I'm new in town. You ever seen that bit?
I have no idea what that is. No.
Oh,
It's
John
making me feel
Mulaney did. It's
uncomfortable,
very
though.
funny.
John
Okay, so
Mulaney.
when he turned to say
Yeah.
Jesus' name, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. He
Then he
leaves
walks-
that spot,
Then he walks back to the parking lot.
finds a guy in a rape van.
Yeah, and then he starts talking. Hey man, where you hunting at? He's just like cutting up with him. So,
Yeah.
like something I do. I might
Yeah,
be like
and
the
he's
guy
like,
in the
I was
white
over
van.
there
Depending on where this happened at, it could have been me actually to talk to him.
in Puerto Rico.
But I don't remember the orbs. Then he looks back, he sees the thing go up in the air. Then when he gets home, there's orbs now.
There's orbs now. Yes.
Okay.
Down
all
the
right.
street from him. I imagine it's dark out. It kind of made it sound like a 30-minute drive home. I don't know if it's dark out, but yeah, he sees these pinkish red orbs. He thought they were balloons. They get into a V formation. He pulls his phone out, got a video, didn't send us the video, and says, but what's even more crazy is I go inside, and as I was walking through my house, I wake up on the floor. What? That's-
Breaks the threshold of his house.
And he
And
wakes,
wakes
up,
up on
on his floor.
That used to happen to me on GHB and Xanax, dude.
I don't think this guy was on Xanax.
We don't know for
Maybe he was
sure,
trying to
man.
relax, but I was confused. I had a couple of knots on my head, and my neck was stiff from the fall. My dog was jumping around me, trying to figure out what happened. I called my buddy to come and take me to the ER.
ER.
The ER. He
Shout
lives
out
over an
Toad.
hour away, so I lay on my couch and decide I need nicotine out of my car.
Based.
So I open my door, and a huge shooting star goes across the sky. So it is nighttime,
Mm-hmm.
And he lives alone.
and he lives alone. Well, he's got his dog. You're never alone if you got your dog, right? And I look up. I notice orbs are now floating treetop level over my house. Back in a cluster, just drifting off. I go inside, and I lay the fuck back down. And while I'm laying there, I hear 3 taps on my window by my couch. Fuck.
Not cool.
The couch he's laying on. I think I'm just being paranoid, but it happens again, and my dog starts growling at the door. Confused by who could be outside and why they tapped on my window, I open the door. It's a fucking mistake, dog. And there's nothing there. To shorten this up, you don't have to do that.
Is
but,
opening up the door like a invitation?
They say that with the black-eyed kids. They say whatever you do, don't invite them in.
Vampires, all spiritual baddies, right? Don't invite them in.
You got to invite him in, but just opening a door. To
It makes you
investigate?
wonder about the idea of a welcome mat.
Huh?
Like you have
You're
this
onto
permanent
something.
fucking welcome.
Yeah. To what?
No,
Yeah.
I like the mats that are like go away.
The welcome.
I'm getting one of those.
Be gone,
Welcome?
demon.
Question mark.
Welcome question mark? No,
Welcome, maybe.
no, you're not. Cannot come in. I think I'm just being paranoid, but it happens again.
I'm gonna get a doormat that says, "Are you with Jesus Christ?"
Yeah,
Question mark.
I think I'm gonna get a doormat that says go away.
So we're saying that with all of this story that's gone on so far, there's no drugs involved.
I mean, he
It's
hasn't
a lot
said.
of orbs and like stuff in
So,
the woods, and then
There is this feeling of it. We'll unpack it after this.
It
Okay.
seems like he got a passenger in the woods. What are they called? Like a hitchhiker
A
effect.
hitchhiker, but it starts off as almost feeling like a Bigfoot story.
what do you mean a hitchhiker? What do you mean a
Hitchhiker effect would be like you've been touched by the supernatural in some way. And a lot of people mention it with Bigfoot or cryptid sightings, and they'd be like, that was weird. Then they go to their house and it's like poltergeist.
Start seeing it everywhere.
Not just that, but like other things. So Orbs is a big one. Our guy Colin, who actually has been messaging me.
Oh yeah, how's Colin doing?
He's
Not
great.
good.
Man.
Not good.
Oh, bad? What happened?
I'll just check some of
The
his
mushrooms
messages.
and the running miles isn't staving off the demons?
I asked him if he wanted to come back and talk about it. I said, hey, what's up, man? And he said no, he doesn't want to talk about what's been going on.
That's fucking not good.
But things have been going crazy for him. And the last thing he said to me was, this is fucking taxing.
Yeah, I believe that. That's
Yeah.
That's a. I don't like.
Do
that.
you know about Colin?
Mm-mm. I'd love to talk to him though. Even if he says I don't want to talk about it, I feel like I could get him to open.
No, he says he doesn't want to talk to you.
Well, Colin,
Oh, I like that you made it blue for this intermission. That's oh, dude, you are producing. Look at that. That was nice.
doing my best.
Yeah, well, it's an NDS show. It's not the redheaded
That
stepchild.
was good, bro. That was good.
Well,
Well, you're the one that
Colin-
wants the lights off.
Colin is episode 15 of this show. If you guys want to go back in our audio catalog and check that out, I think it was called Upgraded for War.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fascinating episode. Fascinating conversation.
Colin's a
Upgraded
friend.
for war.
He's a friend of mine for, I don't even know, 5 years now. So before we've done the show, I know Colin.
I like the title.
Tower Gang enjoyer as
Tower
well,
Gang
right?
enjoyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy person overall. Very fun. Not just dabbling in mushrooms, doing them heavy,
Oh,
working security one day, gets a tap on his shoulder while he's working security, and it says, get out of this place. And he leaves, and it tells him to do mushrooms, lay down, and like, we're going to have a little meeting.
This is like a truncated version, like you
Huh.
know, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, he
it's
can-
much slower than this, but
Yeah, over time. But he continues to do this, continues to meet with the entity that is,
a specific entity that he's got access to with the mushrooms.
I think it was at first, and then it became like he was meeting other things. But there is one that kind of goes through this through line. Its name, I forget.
oh,
now.
Anu.
Anu was his name, a blue person.
Well, I don't know if that was the same guy, but I know he named one of them, or it revealed its name to him, and it was called Anu,
Right.
which is, you know,
So he's having these
Not
experiences. He thinks that they're angels because they're actually giving him like good advice. Like he's gotten in shape. His life is more organized.
they're even telling him to go to church.
Okay, this is
Right.
ringing a bell now. I think I have heard this story.
But then it turns out, like the part that we haven't discovered lately has been his new girlfriend, because he was married. This all happens as he's going through a divorce,
Right.
which is always when this stuff happens. There's like a trauma that happens, and usually divorce for men. He has a new girlfriend now, and his girlfriend is experiencing orbs and poltergeist activity, and it's crazy. Like one of the things he told me, he would have been sleeping or laying down, and there are orbs above his bed, possibly floating over him. But now his girlfriend sees it, and now they've been interacting with her. And I think over since we've last spoken to him, things have just gotten crazier.
Yeah, and which is interesting because there was a time where Colin was looking at these experiences and these entities as if they were like benign, good, and you know, telling him to go to church, telling him to read the Bible, I believe is what it was even saying. And
Like we did the episode with him, and we had our reservations about like the nature of these things.
even he was like, Anu is weird. Anu is like the angel of death or something like that. And then of course like Anu, Naki, and like all this
the
crap.
god
like-
of death in Egyptian mythology. Anu, Anubis,
yeah,
that kind of like dog-headed thing.
So now he's reaching out. He's saying, "Hey, man, I know I said this thing was going good, but yeah, it's going bad."
I don't know. I don't know.
not in so many words it seems, but
I don't know how to
Doesn't
help
want
him.
to talk about it.
Not on the show, and I don't really want to talk about it in private.
Why not?
Because that's an invitation,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
and I
Right.
got a lot of shit going on.
Fair.
So, I don't know. But he's my buddy, so I'm like, I pray for him. We'll see what happens. You know,
but similar stories
It's
in at
also-
least the orbs and such.
it's hard to tell somebody that a thing that has been benefiting you so much might be a malevolent entity,
Mhm.
and you might have invited it in multiple times. You
Sure.
probably got to break ties with it. I don't think he's ready to hear that. So I'm not going to be the one to be like, yeah, that
This
Like-
thing that's been the source of happiness for him and the source of good, and he's like positive that this is what the only good thing in my
It
life.
came to him when he was
potentially.
really low,
Yeah.
you know, and then it did create a bunch of positive things in his life. But to go and say, you know, and I wonder what happens if you try to separate with that. If you have created all these layers of connectivity.
Yeah, this kind of, it's like, yeah, no, I'm okay.
Yeah. Bring some dirty pants.
We can talk about it on the show and catalog it. But yeah, otherwise, like a private invitation was like, well, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
It's a rough one. Anyway, back to the story.
Well,
right?
can I just ask one thing real quick?
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's a little off the rails, but it's in regards to everything that's happening right now. But
What's everything that's happening?
so mirrors are potentially portals.
Sure, I've heard that a lot
Yeah,
of
we've
times.
heard
What does
that.
that mean? Like, what are you?
I
Do you
don't
have a
know.
reflection that somehow that's a portal to somewhere?
Not inherently, but I know that mirrors and scrying mirrors and things like that are used hyper polished obsidian glass.
Wait, so like in a Magic Kingdom movie where they say mirror, mirror on the wall, like that type of thing. So
Yep.
like a mirror was used in like
Divination.
witchcraft, magic. Okay.
Well, think about a mirror too. You look into it and it shows you yourself, but everything is reversed. So like the lettering on your chest would be the opposite way. In a way, it's you are looking into a weird dimension. It's like this flipped version
I've
of
seen
you.
some shit in a mirror once, and I never did it again. But I think it's the foundation for that Bloody Mary shit.
You know what's weird?
Go ahead.
When I was in the rehab, remember I told you they had us doing like tarot cards and stuff. One of the rehab I had to live in,
Mhm.
they used to make us do mirror time.
Like, look in the mirror?
and
Yeah.
and what debrief on yourself?
Yeah, I forget the
Jerk off.
context of no, it wasn't that. But the context was like looking in the mirror and like like coming to terms with yourself. But,
Yeah.
But that was probably
How'd that
something-
feel? Was it sketchy? Was it weird?
No, I just was like, you need to get your shit together, dude. Like every time I would do the mirror time, I'd be like, what happened to you, man? Like that's what I would be like. I'd look in the mirror and be like, what happened to you, bro? Like you were just like having a good old time and life was great. And then like, look at you now, dude.
The oxy.
And I was like, you need, well, not at that time. But I was like, you got to get off the meth, dude.
Oh, sure.
And then I would see the eyes and I always knew there was like something that like the real me like wasn't this. At that time, I remember thinking that.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
You ever do this and like look at your eyeball and then you're like, oh shit, I'm not this meat machine. Because it's like weird. As soon as you look at your eyeball and it's no longer framed by your eyelids and it's just this exposed orb with flesh around it, you're like, oh, this is literally like just a meat sack. And I'm not this thing. I'm something else inside of it. I had that kind
just
of
a meat sack.
revelation when I was a kid. But yeah, I did a thing once where I had a candle and it was maybe it was actually a nightlight in the bathroom. Whatever it was a small light, amber colored lights off in the bathroom, staring at myself in the mirror. And what happens is like an optical illusion. You ever see like the circle with the point in the center? If you stare at the point, the circle starts to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do unbreaking eye contact with yourself, the same optical illusion takes place. Your facial features start to disappear until you're basically a blank canvas. Stay there long enough and they get replaced. And it is fucking terrifying looking because you're looking into the mirror and proportionately another face has appeared. And it is, well, at least for me, was not a cool looking one. It was specifically very spooky and I never did that shit again. But I think that's like at the root of the Bloody Mary thing. You know, you like look in the mirror and say Bloody Mary and then some spooky shit happens. I think that's it. Like it's the same function as that optical illusion, but what comes after all the facial features melt away is super unsettling.
I was watching a little bit. I might watch more of the Doctor Strange movie.
Okay.
And that's like has to do with magic.
And mirrors, the mirror dimension.
Yeah, he has a mirror dimension. In the second one, it's interesting, but I wasn't paying attention as much. I'm going to rewatch. It was like he's doing magic and then he goes to like he's in opposition to somebody who's doing witchcraft.
Yeah.
The
The
Reds.
chick here that watched it said she just got up and walked out of the movie theater. She said it's just straight occult.
Oh yeah, it is.
It is
Yeah,
a
it's
cult,
100%.
And
yeah.
she was like, I didn't even finish it.
I think that's why I turned it off after a while. I was like, this is just like there's a lot going on.
Some of those
here.
things suck you in with the narrative, and it's like under the pure, all things are pure, and they can do that for a minute, and then once they got you, then they go dark. Like this last Avatar movie is dark. Like we couldn't watch that.
I think if you're watching something and you go like you get a stirring in your spirit and you're not sure what you're looking at, that it's time to check out.
I think that's why I checked out because at some points I was like, what are they like? I understand what they're showing me, but then there's a ton of symbolism in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not watching this the
Yeah.
right way. So I'm just gonna watch it.
I
like,
watch
blank.
it
Like, no.
and I go like, oh, you motherfucker. I see what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's how I watch everything like a psychopath. My wife hates it because we can't enjoy anything. All right, so let's get back to this story. He goes on, we're in the house. He's passed out. He woke up, he called his homie, come take me to the hospital. It's a long way for him to come back. Steps out, he sees these orbs, goes back in, lays down. There's knocking on his window right by his sofa that he's laying on. This is the second round of knocking, I believe. So he says that he thinks he's just losing his shit. And he goes to lay back on the couch. While he's laying there, he hears 3 taps on the... Okay. I think I'm just being paranoid, but it happens again. So that's more knocks on the window. His dog starts growling at the door. Okay, he goes, to shorten this up, 3 to 4 month period after passing out or nearly passing out
every day.
Diagnosed with heart failure, and something is messed up with the electrical system in my heart. My 6-year-old tells me one day, Dad, I prayed you would stop passing out last night while giving me a hug. And I haven't passed out since. And my heart function is no longer in heart failure diagnosis. I'm a normal dude, no drugs, barely alcohol, and just a dad to a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. Anyway, that's the Cliff Notes. I have the videos that kind of back up my claims, or at least something weird in the sky. Also was dealing with a breakup. We just said divorce. During that period, so there was a lot of emotions during this time, which I think escalated this and previous experiences. Thank you. Wow. That got crazy, man. So I've heard stuff like this, in particular in the woods. What seems to almost be, in this case, a Bigfoot encounter turns into something that's much more alien. And then, of course, there's the presence of the weird guy in the van who seems to be trying to figure out where exactly he was. They both see this orb rise up out of the woods together. And then it follows him home, more or less, right? That's what it seems like. And he gets hit with what is effectively heart failure. His dog hears the knocking on the windows. And he's got real tangible physical ailments that are left in the wake of this, and his 6-year-old's prayer is what fixes it for him. I mean, that's a crazy story.
Yeah, this one, I think what I'm going to start doing is like, I just emailed this guy back. I'm going to give him I'll give him like a free month or however long.
Yeah. Get him in the community.
Get him in the Patreon.
Yeah.
To talk to people. Because by the time they watch this, who knows how long it'll be.
Sure.
That's a crazy one. What do you think about that, Matt?
I feel bad to talk about it.
What do you mean you feel
Why?
bad to talk about
No,
it?
I just feel like I know these kind of stories. They always include methamphetamine or like.
No, he says it. He goes, no
It says
drugs.
no drugs.
Then I don't know. It's like if somebody told me that, like if he was here right now, like I don't know, like the stuff on, the internet is weird, or like emails even. Like if somebody was standing right here talking to me and telling me that story, I'd be like, okay, meth. But that's what I'm saying. If he says it's not that, then okay.
Well,
I just don't know anything about that. Like a story like that, all I know is like I know people like that. I know stories like that. There's always like some kind of crazy drug use involved. So if there's no drug use involved and that type of stuff is happening, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that.
This is something that goes right into the pattern recognition folder. Like I've heard stories like this out in the woods, footsteps around you. They feel like they're around you.
That was weird for me too, because like, how do you know it's not an animal? I know he
I
said it
think what he
wasn't
was
an
getting
animal
at-
because like there's a weird noise, like a deer, a 4-footed animal can move at a different pace to where it does sound like 2
where
feet,
it's stepping
but
with 2 at a time
but
kind
it's
of a
not
deal.
2 feet. It's 4, but
Yeah.
you assume you're like, wow, that really sounds like a person, but then you see a deer, so I don't know. But that was just such a small part of the story. There's so many other things that came along with it.
I mean, I think that's just what he assumes, so he's just giving us his assumption of possibly what happened. So It could be something else. There could be other things that he did. He's dabbling, like you said, maybe drugs, maybe just.
And what's the
I don't
hitchhiker
know.
thing? That the guy in the van like attached to him somehow, or
the
something in the woods.
The reason I told you the
attached
Colin
to him.
story was that Colin has this thing on him, and I don't know where he got that, but his time and his proximity to his girlfriend, she's got this on her, and she's experiencing this. And I even think he goes on to say that his parents are experiencing weird stuff.
Mhm.
That's the hitchhiker effect, where it's touched
It's like it follows you.
Yeah, it's touched you in some form or fashion, then follows you to where you're at.
So we're just calling it a demon. It's just a demon.
demon,
It's
yeah,
like
it's a demonic
comes in,
entity.
starts
This is
effing with
what,
everybody in your sphere.
But when you're
define
talking about
demon.
cryptids, the people in the cryptid community like to say hitchhiker effect. We would say, demonic entanglement or something like that,
Faceless.
but whatever.
Faceless is like the definition of hitchhiker effect, where he encounters something that you might describe as like a rake, which is a cryptid,
Skinwalker.
in a tunnel beneath the ground in California, the deserts of California, and it follows him to the extent that it tears his dog in half that night. And then the other guy he was with, who also saw it and was touched by it, and left like this mark on the back of his neck, his life just goes to shit afterwards. Like, he's drug addicted, getting his ass beat, homeless, in and out of prison. And so it left something attached to him, it attached to him. It's a hitchhiker effect. And apparently the explanation for the dog is that this thing couldn't attach itself to our homie Faceless because he had some sort of protection. And Faceless believes in Jesus Christ, like, he's a crazy dude. But if you ask him about his ideas, like, he's, he believes in the Bible, he believes in Jesus. And so it went for something that he cared about, which is his dog. That was about the best it could do. And in a place where only coyotes exist, something corkscrewed his dog, ripped it in half, threw one half somewhere else and another half like a decent distance away on his lawn.
You see like demonic effects even in families. If you've ever been around a family where like one person in the family says like, oh, my stomach hurts, and then everybody, oh, mine too, my stomach's been off lately, oh yeah, I haven't been feeling good. And you see like this kind of domino effect where it does come in with like one person, but then everybody's like on board with it and everybody's sick all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's coming into agreement, right?
Yeah,
that's
or
what you would
everybody's
call that
poor all the time,
Yeah,
like,
coming into agreement
I
with those
think
spirits.
That's what's happening with my aunt's house I told you about before.
Yeah.
Like one of my aunts had poltergeist stuff in New York, and my other one has poltergeist stuff that originated in Puerto Rico, interestingly enough, and now is in Florida, and they moved together over there by Orlando.
they live in the same house.
Yeah, because it's like
Now they're close to you.
complicated situation where my uncle had bought a house in New York. He passed. My grandmother passed. She sort of inherited it, so it goes to the family.
So like, let's both live in it.
Yeah, the family sold it, and instead of anybody taking the money, they kind of like gave it to her to buy another house, and she's bought this house in Florida. So it's kind of like family's house, but like nobody wants it. So she lives there, and my aunt that was in New York wanted to get out of New York, and it's a big house, so they moved in together. But they're bringing like your specific set of demons and your specific set of demons. And now that's why I was actually not sure if I can come today, because one's in the hospital, the other one's in just bad shape in general. So my mom was gonna go visit that one that was in the hospital. It's one of these things of like, whose hitchhiker is hitchhiking on who?
Yeah.
Knows? I don't know. It's a bad situation.
But yeah, I mean, that's how it seems to be. And that, I guess that's a form of iniquity too, right? I mean, it attaches to more than one person. And, I don't know exactly how it works, but we have another one here from Juan. If you want to read this, Top, it's right beneath that one, a life of supernatural things and dumb decisions. And I just want to say as a little caveat, because they sent us a follow-up email, he goes, and I forgot to mention, I was in the GATE program.
Oh, and also
was in the GATE program. So there you go. That's that whole thing. But
how long has the GATE thing been a thing? I never heard you guys talk about GATE. Or maybe you did. I just didn't. Maybe I always thought it was like
we talk about MKUltra targeting children in the school. It's the GATE program. So maybe we haven't been specific of like the details and the names, but that's what that is.
Interesting.
Yeah. Your kids were probably in it. Bella seems like somebody that would be a good candidate for that.
I'm not doing this. I don't know if they still do that. Do they still do gate? I don't know if the charter school did.
It's
I don't
called something
remember
different.
it.
It's called something different, but it's like, yeah, if
Wait,
they have
like oh gosh, what's it called? It's not called gate, but it's called like I don't know. It's something that all the smart kids are in. Honor society, maybe. Like
whatever. Like
No,
again,
I don't think it's the honor roll.
like I said, by the time I was in it in New York City, the iteration was Sigma, but it's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's the same program, just named different, and they're doing the same things.
Simulacra said charter school is only gate. Like
Yeah,
the charter
charter
school
school.
is the gate program. They're taking these boomers kids.
All right, let's read
Our
this from
grandkids.
Juan.
All right.
Love the show. Thank you. I
Thanks,
like it
Juan.
too. I think it's all right. Have been listening since you guys started. Really appreciate everything you do. Please don't use my name. My
Okay,
bad.
but we only said Juan. We didn't use the full name.
Juan
And
Ayala.
Juan is also not true.
Juan Ayala.
Jose.
If you choose to read this on the show, just refer to me as Exile.
Okay, well,
Whoops.
too late for that, Exile.
My bad, Juan. I intentionally didn't use any names in this.
Okay,
It's
well, I
mostly-
mean, come on, man. What the fuck, bro?
Let's read another one.
No.
Hey,
Oh,
got him.
banger. Good job.
I've been Christian nearly my entire life. My mom was raised Catholic, and she would leave the Catholic Church after witnessing the corruption of it and its power structure in Puerto Rico.
What is going on with these Puerto Ricans?
A lot of trash.
Well, I mean,
A lot of trash
A
in
lot
the
of these
chat.
Puerto Ricans.
Her mother practiced witchcraft, not a surprise. Read tarot cards, not a surprise. As many other people on the island do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. She was abusive to my mom, as was her stepfather. This naturally drove my mom to find the opposite of what they practiced, which to her was Catholicism.
Close.
It could seem like that, right, on its face, but
I mean, if you go in there and you really get a strong message about Christ and that becomes your orientation, you know.
yeah, it's a slippery one. But I mean, Catholicism, I think, shout out Emily, I think is based on this sort of inversion. And it's meant to I think it's meant to get people to go from witchcraft to Catholicism. But realistically,
Witchcraft to fancy witchcraft.
yeah, you're just doing the same shit. She would be devout for decades of her life, going to mass every day until she witnessed the Santeros taking part in mass. Yeah.
what just happened with his Spanish accent? Did you see
Santeros.
that?
You can't say shit.
Santeros
Spanish,
is like it's the priest that practice Santeria, witchcraft.
Yeah.
You're doing the accent.
You have to do
how
the
do you say
accent. It's a
Okay,
Spanish
alright.
word. What are you going to say?
I
Like,
don't practice Santeria.
Wait, so wait,
Yeah,
when you
it's
say carne
diary.
asada, do you do that too?
I don't eat Mexican food.
Yeah, he never
Bro.
says that.
There-
I do that when I go, oh, people who practice Santa Muerte.
Yeah, if I go to a Spanish store, like, let me get the arroz con gandules. No, it's like, give me the rice and beans.
Give me the rice and beans.
We're
steak.
in America. So she witnessed them taking part in mass. There was some sort of ritual where they would cut open the head of someone in the ceremony and slide a plate into the wound.
What the?
Wait.
Fluff?
I promise I'm paying attention. But we're saying that the mom witnessed this at like a Catholic mass.
I'm
That's
not saying
crazy.
that. Juan is saying that.
No, Exile saying
It's
that.
saying that the
Exile saying
mom
that.
at a Catholic mass witnessed that.
She goes to. I'll reread it
Oh,
again.
shit. Is that Exile? Hey,
Is it
Nancy.
him?
Hi, Nancy.
Hey,
what are you
Nancy.
doing here?
Nancy's here.
That's not Nancy.
Hi, Nance.
Hello.
What?
Hi.
She's so sneaky. Snuck in through the side door, huh?
Should we do like a GoFundMe for Nancy? I know she's having car troubles.
No,
No, I'm
Lainey's
fine.
having car troubles.
No, Laney's good. Nancy's car is broken.
Oh, your
Other Jap.
catalytic converter, right?
Somebody
It's already
stole
paid for.
It's already paid for. Did somebody come in and hacksaw it out?
I didn't like how she was like, I'm
No.
fine.
All right, Nancy.
Thank you.
All right.
Mysterious Jap.
So wait, if Exile is in the chat, he doesn't like.
Well, I don't know if that's actually Exile or if
Witness.
somebody's just
That is-
using his name.
It is Exile. She said she witnessed it.
At Catholic Church witnessed that Santeria.
Santeria.
The hell
What?
did you just say?
I don't know. I was just trying to- So, and what exactly? Cut something and put the plate?
It's
What?
a ritual where they cut open the head of someone in the ceremony and slide a plate into the wound.
Hell yeah.
Okay, wait. Someone makes it sound like it's a human.
Yeah, dog.
They're cutting a human open and sliding a plate into
That's what they said. Yeah.
Into the wound. I guess this is known as trepanation.
How big is the plate, Exile? It's like a
Google
little,
that.
like maybe it's the size of a trepanation. Okay,
Trepanation. A way to put something into the skull that allows the evil spirits to leave.
What?
Oh, so it's like this is like a form of an exorcism. So this isn't in a church.
Trepanation, also known as trepanning or something else, a surgical procedure which a circular hole is intentionally drilled, scraped, or cut into the human skull to expose the underlying dura mater.
Is this kind of like a
Dating
ice
back to
pick
the
lobotomies?
No, it's like
Mesolithic.
the Elon Musk, but they put the thing in the skull. So his thing is nothing new. Like this is nothing
No,
new.
it's a lobotomy.
A
This
lobotomy.
is so strange, bro.
It's not.
Well, I'm sure they're using the
Neurosurgery.
Bible. They have passages that
Okay,
would back
so-
up that that's a reasonable thing to do.
They were
Uh,
doing lobotomies to get gay people to be straight.
Many historians and anthropologists believe that the procedure was performed to release perceived evil spirits or demonic forces causing mental illness or physical ailments.
Okay.
And so I guess this church adopted that. And look, if you have a church and it's not super grounded in Christ, it's not super grounded in the Bible, all kinds of insane things can slip in, right?
It can do this as well. I know this is an actual medical procedure to relieve pressure from head. So like if you have
Yeah,
a
we're
head
doing that
trauma,
to Matt tomorrow.
yeah, and your brain is expanding, like let's say your brain is swelling,
His brain
they
is
need-
expanding.
They actually would need to do that.
Yeah.
But these guys are doing it for some other shit and putting a plate in there.
So the mom sees it at Catholic church and she's like, no.
She's like,
Well, let's see.
fuck that shit.
She knew in her heart that this made no sense.
Okay.
There's your sign.
Based.
It's like, hold on a second.
Doing what?
They do what? They cut his head open?
They take the donation plate and then they slide it into his fucking head.
Slide it into his
head. Fill it up with
God
coins.
loves a
and slide his
cheerful
head.
giver.
Oh my god, bro! I
So
don't want to.
she's
Don't
in
get
the
me
crowd
started.
and she's like, no bueno.
No bueno. Yeah, she's out. So she left the Catholic Church in Puerto Rico and would bounce around to different Protestant churches. She would meet my father in the Air Force. They'd get married, and when they got pregnant with me, would leave the island because my dad said, this is no place to raise a child. He's right.
Yo, base, dad.
Top
They don't
like
even
that.
have. No, I mean Puerto Rico is a really sad state.
It's a
man.
trash
I
and
wanna
floating
go there,
trash.
dude.
No, it's nice. It's a nice visit, but like their schools are closed. They're closing them down because there's nobody raising kids there anymore. That's how like bad economically it is.
Yeah, get out.
It's like there's no future there for
Right.
people. It's sad. My father was an atheist, but my mom would insist on taking me to church.
Okay.
She was a piano teacher. She'd lead choir and worship at different Protestant churches and work as a music teacher as well. So we attended an Assemblies of God church. That's the type of church that we go to.
Oh, by the way, they hit me up. They came to me
Oh, they did.
And
Yeah.
they-
So
and they took my number down and they're trying to get me to get involved.
what happened?
Oh,
not
to
gonna
put you
answer.
in
This
like
was
one
gonna-
of the groups to start doing so. That's how they
Probably, yeah.
get you to stay at church.
Yeah.
Probably.
Get
What
you,
did they-
get
what
you active in like one of the departments.
And luckily you don't like that. I mean, well, what do you want you to do? He's like, we need people
he
dressed
said
more gay
choir.
around here.
Yeah, he said choir. I said,
Like, no.
fucking doing
I'd come
choir.
for that. I'd go back to the 501c3 system if he was in the choir.
get the fuck out of here.
100%, dude. I would go watch
And then
that.
I said, look, I don't know. I could do like, you need me to move some boxes around or some shit. Like I'll do fucking labor. I don't know what you need. And he's like, oh, well, I mean, always sort of. And then he's like, maybe you could narrate for us. I'm like, narrate?
That's,
what?
I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
Shouldn't have done that shit, bro.
But it is
I
a technique. It's a technique to get people to
No, I get
stay.
it. You
because
get
it's like-
invested.
not just invested, but it's like you're contributing to a thing. I understand what it is, but it's like it's misguided if you don't.
I'll tell you what, though.
Like, is there a calling for this guy to do this, or are you just giving
You're just
him
coming
busy
up to
work?
me and taking my fucking
Yeah.
phone number. And the
Shouldn't
problem
do that.
was, so that Sunday was an important message. I do think that, God has this habit of using that church that do be silly to say important things to both me and you. And I do believe he was talking directly to you. I was sitting there going, ha ha, he's talking to Top. And but
I knew you were saying
oh
that.
yeah, dude, 100%. But he fucking, I'm
And
gonna
it
go
was
out and
like-
say, he did it in a real big gay way, bro. He did it in a real big gay way, and I was like, I've never heard anybody turn the story of Joseph into such a uninteresting thing. And I've also like immediately as soon as the band stopped singing, it was like, church, can you say uh-oh? He made us say uh-oh.
No, you don't say that.
He said, church, can you say uh-oh? I said, okay, like, is this an episode of Blue's Clues? Like, he's asking you, like, do you see a clue? And we're going, it's behind you, Pastor
love
Mark.
that.
It's
I
behind you.
I love
Like,
how
dude,
bad he
it was
is
so
about it.
frustrating.
It's
And
so
he did it.
stupid.
He did it so much. Like,
Mhm.
church, can you say Avengers? He was making us just do the goofiest shit. He made us do it again. The 1 minute of get the fuck up and touch somebody. I sat down. I was
Oh.
like, no, I'm not fucking doing it, dude. And it was so brutal. And I will say, outside of whatever he's doing, that was an important message. It was, it was timely and useful and like, applicable to our lives and the situation and all that. Fantastic. Thank you, God. But man, oh man, I was beginning to boil over with rage at the way that he cannot.
That must have been after you sent me the picture of Top playing guitar.
I did. I sent him a picture of you playing guitar.
That's great. That's
But
one thing I
it
love
was after
about
that.
you
It was
going
after
to
that because
church.
the band came off, and then he was like, "Church, can you say uh-oh? Can you say whoopsie, church? Fuck you." And then he did this other thing. I forgot what it was, but all of it feels like you're talking to children. And I get it. Like, dude used to be a youth pastor, and that's fine. But when are you going to switch over? When are you going to switch over and just stop doing that? Stop talking. Because what you're doing is you're taking the most badass shit in the world. The word of God, the story of the Bible, the framework for the realm that we live in, and you're turning it into the cringiest shit I've ever heard.
To the point
So
where
there's two questions.
like people just don't believe it because of that.
And it's like, thank God I'm doing something else.
There's two questions, right? Number one,
Damn, these motherfuckers called me a youth pastor.
they
That's
so I said that I forgot who I was talking to, my dad or my wife or my wife. Nope, that's muted. That's fine.
my
That's fine.
wife.
My wife. And they were saying that they're like, yeah, well, he was a youth pastor, and I was like, yeah, but you know what? Like today's a great example. I just did straight Bible, and then I'm gonna go 20 minutes later into NDS. This is a very different animal. I'm gonna talk to the people differently than I talk on straight Bible because we're doing a
Because on
different
straight
thing,
Bible, you didn't say anything for 20 minutes,
which was very
which
funny.
was very rude.
They're like, is Top even here?
You're out of it
There's a
today.
conspiracy. Is he
producing.
here? No. But obviously, when I'm talking on straight Bible, I'm like, we're doing a different thing.
Okay.
NDS is more entertainment, so I'm doing a different thing. Okay, turn it off, turn it on.
Okay.
Turn
No,
it off,
What's
turn
that
it
got
on.
to do with the guy?
No excuses.
It's an ability. You just turn it off and you turn it
and
on.
everyone has it. Now the second question is like, okay, because I don't think that he doesn't
That's
have
not
that.
a question. That's like an observation, but it's like
That's
he,
also
he
an
wants to do that.
Do
No,
what? He
It's
wants
not
to
like
do
he
what?
wants to turn it on and off. He thinks it's very cool
We're
to say,
dealing with a
look
thing-
at your neighbor and say blah blah blah.
Bro, look
We're
at your
dealing
neighbor and
with-
say
we're
fucking
dealing-
cool.
We're dealing with a thing again, and we're dealing with it right here where are they even aware of it? Has somebody brought this to their attention and said it boldly, or is it because they are Timothy Alberino? Nobody has said you're dressed like Indiana Jones.
So you don't want to say it to him because you like your
It
position
doesn't
as a
fucking
guitar
bother
player
me.
now.
No, it doesn't bother me.
What? Why are we talking about it then?
Well, it
David,
bothers me.
it bothers
It
David.
drives me fucking insane.
It doesn't bother you when he says, turn to your neighbor and say blah blah blah.
I
Bro,
just don't do it.
when he said church, can you say uh-oh?
I just don't do it.
You're already. I can see by your reaction you don't like it.
No, but okay, so I don't like
So
it,
you're not
but
gonna say something to him.
I don't like it. I don't like it not to the point where I'm like, I need to go and talk to this guy. You know what I mean? It's got to be like, for me,
How far does it have to go before you're like, hey, bro, this is like wanker stuff?
what I see it as is it's a technique. And then I look around again, like I've gone back and forth with this, but I look around and I'm like, everybody likes this.
Yeah,
And I'm like, who am I to be like, I don't like this.
it is
don't
like,
do
yeah,
it.
it's a room full of 100 plus 80-year-olds that really like it.
But if he's the leader, you don't think he's leading into a thing that people shouldn't really like?
I don't know. Who
Like-
am I to say what people? Again, this is not my thing. I'm not doing this thing. I am here. I'm here.
Doing
I like.
research so that when you open your church, you're
No.
going to do things different.
Oh my God.
I'm in church. I go to church because I'm able.
Turn to your neighbor and slap their ass.
He did say, turn to your neighbor and say like.
He said something crazy.
Pazuzu, the week using, I was like,
turn to your neighbor and say
I thought you
Pazuzu.
said you didn't mind it.
No,
I'm not going to do that. But here's the thing though. I'm in church because I get to worship and I get to worship the way I want. This is like, yeah, you're participating in worship. You're standing there. I get to go there and play this. And I find value in that. And then I get to go and sit in the pew and there was a message, no matter how many, turn to your neighbor was. I'm like, that was still kind of crazy.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
message was,
Forgiveness.
yeah, as a matter of fact, he read, what was it? Matthew 6,
Yeah.
13.
No, it hits
Yeah.
different when it's not me saying it.
I
got it.
was actually
No. I just
No,
when
it's
we're
true. It's no
when we're
problem.
reading it and you're opening it, I'm literally just listening again. 'Cause
when
I'm
he
like,
was
this is
talking about
bullshit.
Joseph.
And there's no fucking way that out of 18 weeks that we've been doing the Sermon on the
Yeah.
Mount, that this week is the week that you're following up 2 days after this. I'm like, yeah, I heard it, or I got it. I heard, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So when I'm quiet during that point in the show, it's just because I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. Like, but
I'll
keep
take it
going.
any way I can get it. If it takes the
I'll
501c3
take it any way I
pastor
can
for
get it.
you to get the message. The first time we ever did a show, I think I was like, you're like, yeah, I don't forgive people. And I was like, Top, that's like the most dangerous thing in the universe. You had to forgive people.
The
You're like,
timing was
"Yeah,
crazy.
I'm not forgiving people.
The
I've been saying
timing
since
was
the
crazy.
day I met you. So if you get it from the 501c3, amen.
It wasn't from
Yeah,
the
I'll take it for you
501c3.
any
I'll
way
tell you
get
what though, it's fucking insane how God speaks. Like this creator of the universe that you can't see and you don't engage with like we're engaging right now speaks, and when he speaks, it's fucking like
I don't remember when I sent this, but this was over the weekend, probably.
oh yeah.
That,
Perfect.
in the blue. You could read that.
Right.
That was probably Saturday.
Right before.
Or
Read it
Friday.
out loud. Read it. Can you read it out loud?
No.
Okay, don't read it out loud. Don't read it out loud.
Read it out.
No,
Give a
it's
shit.
just
Read it out loud.
stupid.
Read the
It's
blue.
like,
Well, no, it's not stupid.
I'm going to address Clint one more time on Monday. I'd like a clip made of it.
Yeah, talking about Laney. And I see this and I just go like, ah, man. And that's what day? Saturday?
It's Saturday. It's or maybe like before or after the beach. I don't even remember.
And then the next day, the sermon is all about forgiveness and what that really looks like. And he goes into
Specifically,
the story of Joseph and his brothers and all this shit.
and he reads from Matthew 6:13 as well. And I go,
And
all
look,
right.
and then it's
Like-
really funny because God's like, okay, yeah, but I'm going to use this gay dude to fucking
I'll take it.
say some shit to you right now.
I'll take
And
it.
that's crazy.
Well, that's why, like, you're reading a book. Say you're reading a book by G. Campbell Morgan.
Mhm.
Then you come across that passage in scripture. You're like, oh, dude, G. Campbell Morgan was just talking about this. Then somebody brings up that topic at your job. Then you hear something on the radio.
There
or on
you
the
go.
podcast.
Okay,
Like,
okay, I get it. I
These
get
things
it.
happen. And that's why it's like, yeah, like the creator of the universe, he finds ways to get our attention about stuff.
Yeah.
That's why it's a little disheartening when some people say the only way God speaks to you is through the Bible. Like, no. Like God, the number one way God speaks to me is through the Bible. Absolutely. But there's absolutely other scenarios where I'm reading the Bible. I come across a passage. I go, wonder what to think about that. Then I'm reading Derek Prince, or I'm reading Andrew Murray, or I'm reading Watch
You're
My
like,
Knee.
fucking
And they
Israel
bring up
is
that passage. I'm
infallible.
like, oh, dang. Then a human brings it up to me in real life. In the coffee shop, they
It's
bring it up.
insane.
And I say, okay, God, you want to talk to me about this? What's up?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what happened. So I'm not going to stop going because
it's-
that's
it's
too
kinda-
powerful.
Isn't that crazy? I'm just saying, like, there, and Matt says the same thing too. He's like 501c3, this and that. And I was like, yeah, but like that, I don't know what to tell you. That did just happen. And then it's confirmed like a number of times. And then of course, what are the odds? Just what are the odds that we're going to go and read? That's like the specific scripture, the focus verse
It's insane.
of today's
It's
message,
insane.
of today's straight Bible.
It's absolutely
It's not
insane.
insane. It's just like, yeah, all right.
Well,
I
no,
hear
it's
you.
insane until you understand
Yeah.
what's happening. If you don't understand what's happening, you go like, that's fucking super crazy.
But
But
I'm not going to say,
and I'm
I'm
not
not
going
gonna
to
turn
sing
to
in
my
the
neighbor.
choir.
yeah,
I'm not singing in the choir. I'm not narrating shit. He's like, oh, you just read the thing that we're presenting on the thing. You could read it to people. I'm like, fuck 'em, no. Why? No, you have plenty of people on this stage who know how to read. I barely know how to read. You don't fucking need
that
me
would
to go.
suck.
But it's so crazy because he like cornered me and he's like, hey, I thought I'd take the initiative in getting your phone number. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, Pastor Mark tried to call you. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll give you the
I
same phone
ignored
number.
it.
I'll give you the same phone number you already have. But
when
yeah,
he's
I'm
giving him the phone number, I go, he's not going to pick that
not,
up.
no, I'm not picking that up, bro. That's crazy as fuck. I mean,
Aaron's cool. Aaron's a cool guy. I think just they're trying to do their best. But
yes,
it's
they
not,
are.
It's not what I don't think. That's not how you reach David. That's not how you reach a lot of people. Maybe a young kid be like, I'm gonna give this young kid some experience.
Yeah, go. You get homeboy like that.
Somebody else. Yeah, but it's just like different tool for a different guy. Now, if I approach David and I was like, we're opening up a podcast division in this church, and we'd like you to be a participant in it, he'd be like, now like you're speaking his language.
Yeah, but even still,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
nothing-
do it. I wouldn't do that because I could
Yeah.
never do what I want to do. And I can't do.
What
I'm
do you
not
want to
good
do?
at.
You want to say?
But I can't do that.
No.
And I can't do that in church. Okay,
No
so
more dark waters.
let's-
Come on, man.
It's a funny name. All right, so let's continue reading this. Where are we at here? I don't
Okay.
even remember anymore.
My father would thankfully later come to Christ before he died. Sorry, man. Arguing that if all these Eastern religions agree that Jesus is a way, but Christ says he is the way, then Christ is the right answer. I would always watch Christian TV shows as a kid, as I wasn't allowed to watch mainstream cartoons. And when I was 5, I would go to my mom after watching one of them and tell her that I wanted to give my heart to Jesus. She was thrilled. I'd get baptized in a Pentecostal church a few weeks later. We attended revivals all the time at a variety of these Pentecostal churches. One summer, my father was removing this heinous carpet from our house in the hopes that there would be hard wood below it. There was. He was happy about that. It took him a few days to remove all the carpet. and there were lines of carpet nails on the edges of the hallways. I would be running around like an insane person, jumping off walls as I always did. I know, I got a 5-year-old.
Oh, I don't like where this is
Yeah, I
going.
know. And I'd run my right foot onto one of these rows of carpet nails. My mom would clean me up, take me to the ER. The ER.
Based.
And they would say no stitches because it was just a bunch of punctures. I'd go with her to a revival that night as she wanted to go, and some interesting things happened. People were running up and down the aisles of the church. They had the joy jumps.
Oh boy.
I know, it gets weird. It gets
You
weird.
do the joy jumps, bro? You do the joy jumps, Matt? When you jump for joy, you get a little bit, you get hit with the spirit.
Stop it, James.
I don't like that. When they say, come to the front, he said, come to the front if this message is for you.
No.
And
I
I
made
said,
that
absolutely
mistake
not.
day one. Remember that?
I don't remember.
My
No,
very
I
first day
I could've
in that
told
church.
But I wouldn't tell you not to do
Baby.
something.
I didn't know what he was saying.
What an immature baby.
I didn't know, bro. I had no idea.
You didn't know the rules.
I had never been to church like that. Like I had been to church when I was a child for, funerals or whatever. I had never been to a church like that. But they did I guess what is known as an altar call. And it was just this idea, like if you are unsure that you're right with the Lord and you want to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, like definitively. And for the first time when you hear that, I'm thinking like, yeah, absolutely, dude. Like, yeah, that crushes, that makes sense. Like maybe I've not gone about it the right way. I'm new to all this. Like, yeah, I want to definitively make sure. And he goes, put your hands up, and everybody's got their eyes closed. Put your hands up. So I'm like, fuck yeah, put my hands in the air, wave them like I just don't care. And I got my hand in the air, and he goes, okay. And so after it's done, he goes, if you put your hands up, please come to the altar. And I go, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me?
You fell for it, bro.
And then I had to go over there and stand there and pass
It does remind me though about what we just read. It's kind of why I was asking you that. Like,
what?
So the woman knew she was bleeding,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, "Oh, that's Jesus," but there's like a big crowd. And she's like, "I just got to touch him." And it's like, how do you know what the action is? Like, what is the action? And that's it. It's stupid, right? But maybe the action is like getting on the roof, getting lower down, or
lowering your homie
touching his
Yeah,
magic
but all
carpet.
of those make sense.
I don't know. But
She had to get to him to get healed. They had to get the man to him to get
Well,
healed.
this is the
All
idea
that
that
it
you
is
get
is-
up there and get prayed over.
yeah, all that is like, but realistically, Jesus isn't here physically. Like he's not like a person walking through the street right now.
But we still have to get to him.
So what's the action? And is the action? I thought about this too. Is the action like when he goes, well, if this is for you, come to the front? And I was like, I absolutely won't. I went to him after and I told him, I was like, yeah, listen, I know you called, but I don't do that.
Is there anything in the life of Jesus that would make you think that doing a show and somewhere in that Jesus would say, come to the front and let
Yeah, but if a dude's reading scripture and
You
is
gotta
speaking
get to
directly to your
Jesus.
specific situation, like, I mean, it's kind of an uncanny circumstance, and you feel like maybe
The nerve of you too,
the nerve
to run up and like grab him.
well,
you
yeah,
know?
she was unclean too. I mean, that was like
the nerve of homeboys to lower their homie in the,
she
in the
had
rug.
a blood
They
issue.
broke
that
that guy's
was
roof.
unclean. Yeah, he was a carpenter though. He could fix it.
Jesus ain't fixing that.
I
He
don't
got
know
things
if
to do
I never
afterward.
said anything about Jesus fixing that roof.
They broke the roof.
He's
They
like,
gotta
that's
fix
not
it.
on me. Don't take that up with me.
He's not like you. He's like, yeah, no problem. I'll fix it.
Maybe.
But I don't know. The scripture doesn't say this. So
But the
now we're
bottom line
just
is they had to
extrapolating.
get at Jesus.
Right. I'm
So-
saying, but there's an action that they took.
Sure.
What is that action now, today?
Prayer, reading the word. Like, how do you get to Jesus? Through his word.
Maybe
That's
it's
what I would
walking
say.
up. Maybe it's walking up.
Maybe it is.
But I'll tell
being
you what.
boldly in front of, because when you walk up, I've done it before, and you feel the eyes on you, and you're like, ugh. And the eyes
and
of
the
the
lady's got her
people.
fedora on, and
I
she's
don't give a
looking
shit
at
about
you.
those people. It's the eyes of the people you know,
Mm,
and you feel it on your neck,
yeah.
and you go, they are like. But who cares?
Soft kisses
I
on
think
your
the
neck.
point a little bit of that is like, who gives a shit about David behind me?
Yeah.
Like I'm walking towards something, and not that like the pastor there is Jesus, but like I don't know.
It
Is
just
that,
feels weird, right? We
It
have no
feels weird.
context for that in the Bible. That's all I'm saying. So it's like
You know how weird
wherever
it
we
is?
do these things and we have not just a one-off thing, but a regularity to it. It's like in
The regularity thing, because they did the
it's
tongues
like, okay,
again, and I'm
where
like,
where do we get that from? If it doesn't come from the Bible, where do we get that from?
it's also strange because
I
every
think-
time they do the tongues, Pastor Mark has to address it every single time. He's like, look, if that gives you some pause, it's biblical. Corinthians, it talks about, tongues and interpretations. He says it every single time. I'm like, dog, it's the same attendance in here. Maybe plus one or minus one new person.
Yeah.
But
gotta
he
tell him.
has to explain himself every time. And I feel like, man, the fact that you have to explain yourself says a lot because you know, like this is fucking like, I'm looking at the people that are doing it and I'm going every single time you're the same ones. And you give me this vibe of, you know, whatever. I'm not going to fucking say I know this person, but I'm like, doesn't feel authentic. I'm just
the goal is church growth. I mean, tongues is one that's going to make that tough, right?
Yeah, it's going to.
Like if a normal person comes in and they're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
No, we're not coming back here.
But think about my juxtaposition.
It is weird. It's weird.
Very strange.
But yeah, I don't know. You got it. What do you do if there is tongues? You'd be like, yeah, that happens. Like sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, it happens every time. Sometimes 2 times. And it's a weird place for me to be because I am sitting there going, this is gay. And then all of a sudden, he starts reading scripture, and I go, for fuck's sake, that is very specific. And like I'm in this place where both of these things are happening at once.
This is what I asked James yesterday. I think James was right when I brought up the example of Kim Walker in the church. Kim Walker is like a Jesus culture. I think that's like Hillsong, right? Or one of these
something like that. I
mega
think,
churches.
Wait, I think she used to crush actually back in the day.
She's good.
Maybe like early 2000s. She was in the game.
I
think I remember some songs by her.
She did that cover. That's how I knew the Misty Walker song. You like Misty Edwards?
Misty Edwards.
Yeah. She did like a cover of Jesus culture of one of her songs, and it was like more simplified, but still crushes. She's got a great voice.
Yeah.
But she was telling a story on Merkel's show where they're doing their service, and in the back, some like dude
levitating. You told me this.
Yeah. It's like a warlock, and I was like, "Where do you put that?" I was like, "Can somebody be out there like leeching on this energy?" And he's like, "Oh, what's that face about, David?"
I don't know. We got a weird email about Christian podcast tours. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
What?
Good
Dude,
God.
lock in, man. Very unprofessional.
And James said, he's like, "Yo, it's like darkness can't exist where there's light."
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it's like, because I'm trying to figure out, I was like, maybe in the front, like they're doing a worship session, and in the back, this guy's like feeding off of the energy and doing some dark stuff, and he's like, no.
Well, what about the chick that follows him around and says, "These men have the words of God," and then it goes on for several days, and then Paul finally like casts the demon out of the chick. Right? It acts like maybe 11 or 13 or 14 or 17.
Say, "Get away from me, bitch!"
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
She's saying like, "These men have the truth of God," and then he casts the demon out of her. I mean, that demon was still, walking around in Paul's presence. But I guess, ultimately there comes a point where you can't be here anymore. And that's ultimately what Paul was doing, was saying like, we have no affiliation with you. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I don't know if they levitate in church.
I'll tell you what, man. So somebody's joking around. Tiz says Podpastor's trying to draft you. That is a joke, right? But in this instance, reading that,
your dream come true.
It made me realize like how incredibly incompatible these two things are.
What two things?
This idea of like pod pastors, or even like, it's not even anything negative to homeboy over at the church, Aaron, but like, you're going to get me in there singing or reading some shit, like incompatible, homie.
That's the playbook.
It's incompatible. I cannot fucking do it. And it's mostly because the word of God, the scripture part, almost always is speaking to something that is incredibly relevant in our lives. But the rest of what's going on fills me with unbridled rage.
Yeah. And I guess, where that whole system really lost some face was like during coronavirus. It was like, oh no, you don't have to be here. Right.
Ugh.
All the rest of time throughout church history, or I shouldn't say church history because that's like a 2,000-year thing, but like modern American church is like, no, you got to be here. Well, why can't I just read the Bible at home? No, you got to be here. Because like to your point, it's like, hey, all this shenanigans, I'm not with that, but I love the scripture. Like I love the message. Okay, cool. Well, then why don't I just watch a sermon at home then? Like, and then I can just like skip through the shenanigans and just watch a sermon. No, you got to be here. But then coronavirus comes like, yeah, you don't really have to be here. It's like, well, do we or don't we? Because we got told this whole time we do. So if it's really not relevant right now, was it ever relevant? Oh yeah, it's relevant, just not when the world system tells us you can't be here. That's where it really lost face. And that's where a lot of people are like, I kind of was seeing a lot of this stuff for a long time. And this has kind of really exposed the whole of it now. Like,
to me, once again, it just goes back to this idea of like how brutally badass this whole thing is, to the extent that I am happy to build everything that I'm doing around it. Because this is, to use like a really cliche, it's epic. This is an epic,
you are.
unbelievable, component. It is the central component to our reality. And this is the thing that demons cower to. This is the thing that, the earth opens up and drinks the blood of like all this insane, awesome shit. And they've made it into fucking Blue's Clues.
Yeah, it's tough.
That hurts, dude. Like
It's
it
tough.
it drives me nuts while I'm sitting there.
So what's next? I guess that's where
I'm gonna keep going because God keeps talking to
No,
these
I'm not even just talking about like you guys like can't quit it now. I get it. Like you, especially because you got the guitar now. You love the attention on the stage.
He's ripping it up there.
But I'm just saying, what next for the Church of the Living God in America? Like what is next, dude? Like again, like
Maybe a few of us need to get our heads
the
cut.
world has changed.
What's next is not telling somebody with a specific set of skills that David has to participate in a choir or participate in reading
That's all they got though.
script.
That's the model.
No, I know, but that's not all that you have. That's just all that was offered before. There's a lot more that could be done and should be done. When Pastor Rick walked out of here, I told him, I was like, yeah, well, we did in there. That was fairly easy. I don't know why when you're in this meeting, and I don't know how many times you're meeting with the pastors and the elders of the church, why are you not having conversations?
Because it's a business. It's meetings about
I get
meetings.
that,
They
but-
get that from the world. It's like we're
So
going to
you
have a
never-
meeting about another meeting.
They're never talking to each other about the word of God and what they're reading.
It's just a business structure, dude. That was my frustration in like business. Was like, what's this meeting about? Well, because we have the big meeting on Fridays. We're
The
having a
meeting
meeting
about a
about a meeting. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, especially I was like, you guys pay me to sell. Like, if I'm not out there selling, then you need to pay me for my time here. And that didn't go over well. It's like we're having a meeting. We tell you what to do. It's like, that's not our agreement. Our agreement is you pay me for what I sell.
Right.
And that way the guy in the warehouse and the marketing department and the samples department and customer service and purchasing, they all get paychecks because I'm out there selling stuff. You want me to be here like having meetings about meetings and doing more meetings. This isn't going.
You're
good
also
for
going to
me.
kill my morale about this
think-
whole thing.
Yeah,
I
it's like
think
they've
the-
adopted that world system is all I'm saying.
The next step for the church is to adopt a system similar to this. You already have these guys that are knowledgeable in the word of God, and they were talking about authenticity. Well, what's the best way to talk to the people in your area and even out of your area? You love missions. Yeah, they have $10,000 cameras.
Yeah.
Point them at yourself, and you and the former pastor of this church and the other elders of this church sit there, have a conversation. You don't even need an audience. It should be recorded. People can look and learn and listen and know who you are and also learn about things. I think that's a next step. If they would have said, hey, David, we're looking to do something like that. Maybe you don't participate, but maybe you could help.
You know what he said?
What did he say?
He goes, yeah. So like maybe reading, maybe narrating. And I go, what does that look like? And he goes, oh, we put stuff on the teleprompter. You do the voice. You'll do like the voice. No, do the fucking voice, dog. I have one voice. It is shrill.
It's annoying.
And it wields slurs, dog. Okay?
Yeah.
I cannot do the voice. It's insane to even offer me that. To do the voice
Mhm.
is an insane proposition. What the fuck are you talking about?
I would go for that.
I got in
I
this.
would 100% go if you start
You know
doing
what?
that.
I do a voice. So when I would do like the Raven, if I do a solo show, I'll adopt like a cadence or whatever. And it's kind of like similar to a radio thing. And it's because it fills the void of
Raymond Venn.
Yeah. You want me to do Raymond Venn, dog?
The glasses.
You want me to do Raymond Venn? You want me to come in a wig and a suit and with the glasses? And like,
Yeah, honestly, that's not even.
you
it's
want me to do the voice? Like you're saying it.
That's a waste of everyone's. That's a waste of your
But what
time.
he's saying is,
Yeah.
I want you to fucking lie.
What he's saying is that's what this system offers,
Yeah, the
But-
voice.
but it doesn't.
This motherfucker does the voice. That's what drives me nuts too. Is like even the cadence that he talks with, outside of doing the little quips for children,
Mhm.
he also has this package delivery thing that he's doing.
So where does it? Let me ask you a question then. Where does it stop? We could continue to complain about it, but where does it stop and with who and how? And as a matter of fact,
I don't think it
You,
does.
you
we
listen
do-
to the voice of God until he gives you a Christian library in a coffee shop. Like,
Do
that's
the
what I'm
roar.
saying. It's like everybody's like, oh no, if I'm going to do anything, I need to go get a committee. I need to go get 10 or 20 people. I need to get the pastor to bless it. I need to get the elders to bless it.
I think it's a
I need
good
to get a
question
big
though.
group
Come
of
on.
people. It's not
Come
like
on,
God
somebody.
can just use
Come
one. Stop.
I'm just saying.
No, it's not
Where
like God
does
can
it
just use
stop?
one
Why'd you say
person.
Where does it stop unless somebody that's close to you that's like already out of it. Like if I've already seen the wizard, I've already seen the trick,
Yeah.
and you're still doing the trick,
and you're still feeding that wizard.
you don't even know.
Well,
Most of these people are doing the wizard trick and don't know.
let me ask you this then.
That's common.
So you're going to stick around and reform that system?
No, I
or
don't
are you
care.
Gonna bounce? Okay, then why are you there?
Because I get to worship God with the thing that I do great.
And this dude was just sitting there and the scripture was talking to him.
because my kids benefit tremendously from it. So I'm like, I don't tithe to there, but I tithe with
I ain't giving you my money, dog.
well, no, but my money goes to this. If this is a
But you're contributing. You're
if
helping
this is
this
a
thing.
mission or a ministry,
Is it?
whatever. Let's say straight Bible is. This is where my money goes. So we just bought new lights out there and all this stuff. We just bought a bunch of. So yeah, this is where my money goes as far as. What is she saying?
I'm starting to think Matt doesn't like church. I think
this is where my money goes. But that place is still doing a thing that I find beneficial for my kids and even for me just last
Then
week.
what's all this talk about? Where do we go from here? What do we do now?
No,
Well,
I think
the
to
question
answer
is, if you don't like this
Yeah.
and you're seeing these people doing a thing, then what do you say to them?
I
Do
think
you just say, I hate you? Or do you say, hey, listen,
You're not going to get through to them, dude.
That's
I'm
fine.
telling you from experience,
But
bro.
they've
You can
asked-
stand there and bang your head against the wall and try to explain to people like, hey, something's not right here. Something's not right. This is
here's the question they've asked why.
that's
And
interesting.
it's never wise to approach somebody and go, this is what you're doing wrong, Matt. And out of nowhere.
But if somebody
Nobody
asks
asked.
you,
But they asked. He said, why? Why did you stop coming here?
Yeah.
Why don't you like this thing? Well, now you've asked. I think that it's now your responsibility
maybe.
to formulate the answer and tell them exactly why, because you're not wrong. These are my qualms with what you're doing. Maybe nobody's told you this.
It's got to be
But
hard
I
because
don't like this, and here are the reasons why. And it's going to be hard for you to hear. You might not like me or like me saying it, but you got to fucking hear it at some point.
you made this shit gay.
And then what?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Then it's here. Your bull.
You asked.
And then what?
You asked. Here it is.
Deal with it. I don't know.
No, and
Whatever.
then what for you? No.
Oh,
They're
for
not
us,
gonna
we-
change it. Well, so then what for you?
Yeah. We build what we're building.
Yeah,
That's what
nothing
I'm saying. So
changes.
you said like this
What
idea
changes?
of would it change what's next or whatever. Like I honestly don't think. I think you're right. If somebody asks you, you should tell them. I personally don't think that system is going to change. But so I think the solution is exactly what we're doing here. Exactly what
Yeah.
we're doing. And that solution is different for everybody, right? It's not going to be the same. And not everybody gets the microphone and the lights and the cameras and shit like that in the YouTube channel or whatever. You were spreading the gospel to people who were ordering coffee before you were doing it on a show.
I was writing scriptures in porta pots before I could talk. I didn't used to be able to talk like
Potties.
this. Like I used to just be really dumb with words.
Dookie boxes.
Which I'm not saying
You
I'm
still
smart with
know.
words now, but
Not
like
the greatest.
I couldn't like articulate anything to people, so I just
Yeah.
wrote scriptures on porta pots.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
But
Porta
like,
potties.
if say God says
He
like
said that at the beach too. I'm
this
like,
this
potties.
generation's gonna die in the wilderness. Like, how much time am I gonna spend on that generation trying to get them to come to some kind of revival, get them to change their ways? Like,
Right, but this
would you
generation-
spend your time on that?
What generation are we talking about? We're talking about 80-year-old people in the church, but then there's
Fucking
also
fig tree
a
generation.
swath of 20-year-old people there.
Yeah.
My kids are there.
Let's not make it a generational thing. I'm just using that as a pattern that like he says ultimately like this thing's dead.
All right. But that building.
How much time am I going to spend on this dead thing trying to like revive it?
Well, to answer
No
once
time.
again to answer that question,
Again, this is the
stop
way
sitting there last
Moving on.
week, and this scripture is talking directly to the issue that we have. So the system is dead, but
I
there
think
are
Wes
things that are
Huff-
happening in it.
Wes Huff said recently, again, I think he said some really gay stuff about Judeo-Christianity, but he was talking about Orthodox Christianity, and he said he thinks that God still works in Orthodox Christianity and the Catholic Church, not because of the church, but in spite of the church.
yeah.
And I'm like, absolutely 100% correct. That's why when they asked me, I was thinking about going here, should I go? I said, yeah, you should go. Because
God
I think
spoke directly to your situation in spite of how gay everything was around it.
Yep.
Like that's what I saw. That's what I saw. That's why I had like this almost like gritting of my teeth where it's like, I cannot deny what I just heard. But also I have just been exposed to something that is insulting.
Mhm.
And both of these
But
things
that
are true
thing-
at the same time.
that thing has also asked you, why do you think I'm gay?
Well, they haven't asked me directly.
Yeah, they
Pastor
have.
Rick asked you.
That phone call was if you would have picked
If I
it
would have
up.
picked it up, come and ask me to my face. Don't ask me for my phone number. If he stepped up to me and he asked me to my face, what's going on, why I don't show up, I'd be like, yeah, man, it's gay. I almost,
There's also clips out there online that they've probably seen, so they probably do know.
they know.
No,
Okay.
they're not watching you guys on.
They're watching the show. They've seen it.
But don't fucking. I mean, if I had to say something, it's like stop talking to fucking adults like they're
A
children.
lot of people have come up to me and they said that they really like the interview with Pastor Rick. It's a format that they hadn't seen him in a venue.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
Very realistic. Very real.
yeah. They said we had a good dynamic, bouncing off each other. And
Pastor Rick is a real ass dude.
Imagine that. There was no script. There was no like announcements. There was no songs. There was no pre-written speech. Oh, imagine that. It's very real. It's very real.
Well, I don't even the pre-written speech thing. It's like every time you could tell Pastor Rick prepares a thing. And he cares greatly about this thing that he's preparing, and his own life experiences go into it. So it's like I don't really have a problem even with the prepared thing. It is to take a thing and water it down is super
it's the style of
but it's like dangerous. It's not offensive. It's like if people were exposed to the true radical nature of this.
You know, it's what I just described of what's Misty Edwards. Man, was it There's Only One Way to that song, whatever that is, it's like spooky. And if you look at the music of how she plays it, there are chords in there that maybe slip outside of the key, and it makes the song very interesting. But when Jesus Culture,
because she's not a musician, she just went in there worshiping God at IHOP, like back in the day.
Well,
and just started to like do it. She just started to do it.
Somebody is a musician that's right. She probably wrote the melody, and then they created an accompaniment to it that makes it beautiful and spooky, and it matches that entire vibe. That is like I can't describe it. But when Jesus Culture plays it, it's just in the key of E major, and it still has that sort of vibe. But it's lacking a thing because the accompaniment to it has been simplified for the masses. That's the reality. And Jesus Culture is much bigger than Misty Edwards because of the simplicity that they presented the song in.
Is it wrong to bend the Bible to fit the masses?
What do you mean?
Has he bent the Bible to fit the masses, or has he just changed the presentation?
They're not bending the Bible. It's not.
No. They're not bending scripture. That's not what they're doing. But I'm saying, like, is it wrong to? Maybe it's not, because I mean, you to do
what
it
do
to
we
children.
Do here? What?
Yeah. Great point.
What do we do? Because
we
set out
do it for retardeds.
We've set out intentionally to not do that.
Yes, but we do it for retardeds. We do it for people like us.
Okay, and they're doing it for people like that. So I don't know.
That's a good point.
Okay, but isn't it like clear at least that like on a very low level, I know I've said this before, that like the only model we had was like Fox News, CNN, ABC, CBS. Everybody came to terms with like, okay, all of that is this very uncomfortable, fake, not like the way they have these conversations on those news channels and cut to a break. It's anything but real. It's anything but real.
So where we at?
But then you come to this podcast thing and you're like, oh, these are real conversations. I know you guys love Joe Rogan. Will say that like he has a 3-hour conversation. Like, wow, that's a real conversation.
Well, I think he's been co-opted by the CIA.
Okay,
but that's subjective.
But it's not like, oh, we have 5 minutes to do this thing and then we're going to cut the commercial, which is the fakest way to have a conversation ever known to man. The church is still under that model. It's not like the Bible or the sermon is bad. It's not that any of that's bad. It's just they're still doing it the fakest way possible. And even the world has moved on.
This episode has been brought to you by Sport Drink.
Oh, actually, can we say that real quick? Yeah, Sport Drink. Guys, go use promo code SQUAD. I got another can of Sport Drink coming right now because it has all these things that I've been lacking. I know I talk about it every episode, but particularly the potassium and the magnesium are huge, especially if you're a drinker. I'm not a drinker, by the way, guys. I haven't had a drink since I came back from vacation. I had to drink every single day on vacation because my family drinks and eats. That's their communal thing. It was a bit of a nightmare. I wish I had Sport Drink. I needed something to bring me back from the dead.
But back to what you were saying about
promo
authentic
code
conversation.
SQUAD.
Yeah, it's just like, why are they still doing this in the fakest model possible? And everyone knows it's the fakest model. But you just have the realest, coolest thing. So even with the fakest model possible, it still can reach some Puerto Ricans that play guitar. But in general, everybody knows like this system is the fakest way possible.
I'm there in spite of that, though, don't you? There was like there's a very critical decision after the whole clown thing where I was looking at it and I was like,
that was a rough time.
You couldn't quit.
Even
the clowns couldn't make you quit.
I said either I'm never going back here.
That's not going to happen.
Or I'm going to go back here harder. Those are my two decisions.
Either I'm not going to come harder, or I'm going to come.
Playing guitar.
Yeah. I said, all right, I'll volunteer. Yeah.
I heard you, by the way, showing off the other day. Wasn't this one, but it was the last one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, the one before that.
What did I do?
I just heard you. You were fucking. It was like there was some extra shit going on, and I was like, this motherfucker is doing some shit right now, bro.
That's like that
Okay,
is
fair
you're like
enough.
playing
You love the
within
system.
within
You're
the
supporting
melody.
that
You're kind of
system.
doing
You're
your thing.
keeping that system alive. No problem.
nah, man. I'm worshiping God with the instrument that I've been chosen to play.
No problem.
That's it. But yeah, I had a decision on to not go back, and I weighed out like, what did that look like? What's that look like if I don't go back?
Keeping the system alive is better.
Who gives a shit about the system? What does that look like for me? And again, this is very greedy, but whatever. I don't care if they see this. What does it look like for me if I don't go back there, even though it's one day a week? If I'm not surrounded by this stuff, if I don't hear some of these messages,
It
maybe
is a
something.
great reorientation
Right.
once a week to recalibrate in a big way. And like, okay, I'm literally getting up and going to this place that's about this. And it's the same thing when we come here, and you're doing it with him on straight Bible.
Yeah.
So you're in a constant
It
But it's
reorientation.
not having any effect on him, though. That's what
That's
he's
not
saying. No, he's
Um,
saying that like I say this stuff all the time. It never affects him.
No,
Then all
well,
of a sudden, the guy
Matt
at the
said-
501c3 says you got to forgive people, and Tom's like, I can't believe it. I got to
Matt
forgive
said by,
people.
by Matt's own admission, I mean, last week we were talking about the daily bread. And it's not like, oh, yeah, my weekly bread. Oh, yeah, my Tuesday and Thursday bread.
Mm.
It's daily
Daily.
bread. Okay, so what am I doing on Sunday?
Yeah.
Playing games.
Eating
Jerking
some bread,
off?
dog. No,
What?
not jerking
Watch your
off.
mouth.
Come on.
What am I doing on Sunday?
You're eating bread.
I don't know. Saturday we went to the beach. What are we doing on the day that I'm not doing anything? What am I doing on Wednesday nights? Well, Wednesday nights, sometimes if I have the time,
This show.
I go and I get to play with these people. And it's, yeah, man, it's like we're all right. So I get to come in one accord, no offense, and play and practice to God. I don't, and the great thing is too, is like, I don't even have to hear like no offense, the drummer's kind of bad. I don't have to hear him. We have like a great system where I turn him off and I play the click track and I play my own thing. I hear the instruments
Oh,
that I
that's
want
kinda
to hear.
sick.
Yeah. So whatever you guys hear, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
But go
hearing, I hear myself in the mix and I hear like my chosen instruments and I get to play and I was like, this is actually gratifying. This is good for me.
Yeah.
And if I'm practiced and I know my parts and
That's
I
an
play
interesting
them,
thing.
Yeah,
I
so
go,
you're there because
feels
it's
great.
satisfying this desire for music and worship. Right on.
this is how I worship. This is how
Cool.
David worshiped as well. And I'm sure that he got great benefit from this by sitting down and playing this. And playing by myself is great. Playing with other people is better. That's just how I see it. And then also my kids benefit from this greatly. It helps this place. It helps this place that is helping my kids. So it's the least that I can do. If I'm not giving monetarily, I'll give with my time. And that's my time. That's it. But the rest of my money and my time goes to doing this. This is more important
It's
to
a
me.
valid point.
So this is what I do.
But that's what you have to be in it. It's almost like the best way to operate within it is to be a radical who's in a system that is soft and who is aware of the soft pliability of the.
I would not have come back if I was of the mindset before. I would not have come back and done what I've done now because you're just not understanding what this thing is. Like before, you're this. You're like, oh, the church is this. You make up in your mind what the church should be and what it was supposed to be, and then you get in it and it's nothing like that. I understand what this is.
But you're not making it up. You're looking at the Bible.
Right.
Okay.
But you make up in the mind, you reflect on this system, what you think it should be.
No,
And
no.
it's
You
not,
read in the Bible what the church is.
but it's not.
and
though.
then you assume that if something today is called the church, that it would be the same way we see the church in the Bible.
and it ends up not.
That's
being.
different than saying like, oh, I'm going to project what I think the church should be. That's
But
different.
also, I mean, even the earliest churches were fallible. That's most of the books in the New Testament are going to be just
making mistakes.
condemnations of them. Yeah, Jesus is writing to them. I mean, this is what Ed's new book is about, the Jesus Code. Shout out Ed. I think it's the 7 letters to the churches. So it's like, yeah, these guys messed up. Paul's writing to the churches. So it's like, yeah, they're all fallible in some form or
But
fashion.
he's not saying this entire scale and the entire pattern, the entire structure of what you're doing is wrong. He's saying you're screwing up here with this situation, this situation, this situation.
But the whole thing's not.
Yeah, the whole thing isn't a show that's being replicated by the masses on all denominations.
Mhm.
It's all being replicated all across the nation exactly the same. Yeah, you
Doesn't-
might say you have different doctrine or different theology,
So
but you're replicating this model exactly the same across the nation.
So again, what we're dealing with is exactly David's problem. You're dealing with like, all right, scripturally, is it there? Check. It's got to be because yes, that happens.
Yeah.
Right. We witnessed
You're
that.
reading from scripture, so
But
you could twist it, but they're not twisting it.
but the delivery method is bad. and the delivery method is reinforced.
But I guess it's not bad for 95% of the attendees.
Also, again,
Okay, but
if
what is the
people,
effect on 95? That's what ultimately we're talking about. If that system had any effect on the people and made mature believers, I promise I'd shut my mouth. I promise.
well,
I promise, man. But if it's continues to create these babies who have been in the church for so long, where Paul's like, dude, I cannot feed you with meat. I have to give you milk. Then what are we doing, guys? And we've forsaken the biblical model: apostles, prophets, pastors, evangelists, and teachers for the edifying of the saints, to build up the body for the work of the ministry. The people are supposed to be doing the work, not coming and watching and just being some kind of like what's it called, where you sit in the stands and just watch a thing.
Mhm.
Like a fan.
No, it's called something else too, though. But like
spectator.
yeah, spectator. Like that. Like that's not what the Bible tells us. It doesn't say put on a show for the paid people put on a show for the spectators. It's far from it.
It's like what we were talking about earlier in the episode with the comments, where it's like you read the comments. So yeah, I read them, and then I say which ones are valid, and then if they're valid, maybe I take into consideration and change it. But if not, I discard it. But it seems like what's happened over time is that like they've read the comments and now they're placating to the people.
There's nothing
But
else. What else are they going to do?
If the people would have asked, Henry Ford to go faster, they would ask for a faster horse, right? And he's like, no, it's a car. Here, take that. They didn't want a car because what is it?
Yeah,
So,
they don't even know what it is.
I don't know what the problem is. The problem that like there are solutions, but
Okay, so you're in that
I don't know.
system as it's kind of dying off. I'm out of that system as it's dying off, and that's okay. It's okay. We have two different views on it, and so it's okay. It's not. I wouldn't say two different views. I would just say like two different applications to the same view.
also I wouldn't even describe myself as in the system. It's just a place I go. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It's a weird one. It's a place that I go and something that I get stuff from.
I feel like
Yeah.
I took Raven off the rails, and I feel terrible now.
No. You
we
didn't take me
even
off the
finish
rails.
Juan's story.
Oh, we
and-
definitely didn't finish Juan's
All right,
story.
let's finish Juan's
Are we
story.
going to be able to finish Juan's story? It's
Maybe.
fucking long
It's
as
got to
shit.
get spooky out here. Hold on. Okay. Someone was wailing. The people running up and down the aisles. This is where we got on
that's
this.
it. The joy jumps.
jumpers.
You want a joy jump? Stop. All right.
Someone was wailing, saying they needed prayer. So the pastor called up all the children to put our hands on this person as
There's
he
nothing
prayed.
wrong with celebrating and being joyous in the Lord. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the way it gets done in a show is very.
I can't do that because
bizarre.
that's a.
Not only that, when I heard the guy say one time, he said, I used to travel with a so-called prophet. We were in like South Florida doing stuff at like a so-called Pentecostal church.
Yeah.
And he said to the pastor, he said, hey,
Let me see your butthole.
Those three Spanish ladies in the back, he goes, Church of God. And he looked at me, he said, yeah, how'd you know? And he went like this, and they both started laughing. So when I asked him later, I said, what did that mean? He said, oh, well, when you pray for people from the Church of God denomination, they shake like this, like they're being moved by the Holy Spirit. And I was like, and I think he saw the terror in my face. I was like, well, I thought that's because that was the Holy Spirit. Like they weren't like doing that on purpose. They couldn't help it. He's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, blah, 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 and didn't know what to say. And so, yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. It's like these learned responses. Those are the things that I'm not down with. If you love the Lord and you're jumping and shouting for joy in the Lord because you love him and you have a childlike nature and you're so grateful to him, amen. I love that. But when it's just these learned responses from denominations, that's a little different.
This is what I explained to Pastor Mark too. I was like, I'm coming up to you afterward to let you know about whatever you just said, because you might not know, but I know that you spend time developing this message, and sometimes it's beneficial for you to hear that God told you to do this because somebody was hearing it.
Somebody got touched by it.
And I said, but I'm not going to come up when you do this call because I don't do this whole thing.
You're
the
very
show.
kind and sweet to him, if we can be honest.
I feel like that's fair.
You tell
Yeah,
that
on the
lady with the
internet,
fedora
you're
to not
very
touch
mean
me.
and nasty. In person, you're one of the kindest people that anybody's ever met.
Thank you. The person was asking for healing and for prophecy. The pastor said, "You will be healed," but I feel some other presence here. He pointed at me. He laid his hands on me. He prayed for me. Said, "I too would be healed, and that I will go on to do great things in life." I had no idea what this meant, but right after this, I'd realized my foot no longer hurt. The next morning, the punctures from the carpet wound were gone. Interesting.
That is interesting.
We would become heavily involved with that church. I go to VBS, my mom would volunteer, and I become intertwined within the community. There was a middle-aged couple that had an older son, like he was early 20s. He would volunteer with the young kids. My age group at the time was 7 to 10. But one winter, we, the kids, realized he was no longer volunteering. it would turn out
Uh-oh.
that he had some sort of traumatic event, renounced Christianity, and wanted nothing to do with his parents. He would become involved in the Church of Satan in our town and went down a dark path. My mother and I would then later go visit his parents after he committed suicide.
Oh, damn.
Damn. My mom wanted to offer her aid and comfort, but in their house, I would find a pile of drawings, seemingly very demonic in nature, in which my mother would snatch them out of my hand and tell me not to look at them. She would read the story on the back and realize it was a suicide note. I would later learn that he indicated that he couldn't take it anymore, that he had witnessed them kill and sacrifice a baby, and he felt like he was irredeemable and wanted to end his life.
Fuck, man.
When I was watching that Disclosure movie,
Yeah.
my kids were in the pool. This is at my aunt's house, so they were in the pool on the other side, and it got to the point where they're doing like a flashback. It's very interesting. There's a guy that seems to know it all. He's like an insider government guy that turns, and he's creating a set through the whole movie, and you don't know why he's creating a set. He's recreating the protagonist's house, the lady, the anchor woman. He's recreating her house because when she finally does come there, he puts her in it, and it recreates. He recreates the event in which her and the other protagonist get abducted.
Okay.
A traumatic event.
Yeah, the trauma, the scene of the trauma.
Yeah. And I mean, they frame this as like they're the good guys, but there's a clear abduction, and she's freaked out by it, and the guy's freaked out. Like they do not want to relive whatever happened, and they're panicking. But my kid walks in, and he starts like watching it, and I like run over and I grab
Punch him in his
and I like put him back in the pool. It was like something about that scene specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not even like any like
gore or like content that's
yeah. It's not that, but it's also not like oh, it's boobs, don't look, cover your eyes. It was just something in me. I was like, you can't see this.
Yeah.
Like this is not something that
reminds me
I don't
of
want you to see that.
the Fourth Kind with Mila Jovovich, where they're reliving these experiences, and the trauma of their experiences under regressive hypnosis is like so intense. There was actually a documentary of a guy. It was a Hat Man documentary, and they had him under regressive hypnosis, and he's recalling, these traumatic events where he's seeing this man with a hat. And this is actual footage, if I'm not mistaken, in this documentary, and it's fucking hard to watch. No gore. Nothing else, but seeing somebody like reliving their trauma and like going through the drama of it all.
They showed the alien as well, which is like,
don't look at that alien.
my kids are not looking. You're not going to look directly at a demon.
Yeah.
So, anyway, okay. Next paragraph. My mom divorced my dad after that.
That sucks.
As my half brother was killed in a motorcycle accident the next year, she would never.
Jeez, this is the hitchhiker stuff.
This guy's getting his life blapped up.
This is kind of why it's like this lady went over there to offer condolences to this kid, and then your life gets fucked, and that's blap blap blap. Yeah, that's why I'm like, maybe not. Sorry, Colin.
Mm-hmm.
As my half brother was killed in a motorcycle accident, she would never recover from that heartache and pain, become addicted to painkillers and alcohol.
The mom?
Yeah,
that sucks.
She remarried another man from another church a couple years later, and it would turn out that his sister was an actual practicing witch with altar spells, the whole deal.
Whoa. So this mom has gone from Catholic in the beginning to watching the thing getting drilled in the skull.
Yeah.
To Pentecostal revival.
Getting away from that Pentecostal revival to the guy
kills himself. She finds the note. She's consoling the parents.
Divorced now. Yeah. Remarried. Like the mom's got a wild ass story.
Yeah,
dude.
she's going through it.
Yeah. Her the mom of the new man she married is a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. He had an insane porn addiction and was not.
So
a good
wait,
man.
his sister was a witch and his mother was a.
You sandbag and you stole my line. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
That's
here.
crazy.
So the new sister-in-law is a witch,
and his mother-in-law is a schizophrenic,
and the husband has a porn issue.
That to me is generational iniquity, but maybe I'm just calling everything that these days.
That marriage would only last a few years. From this time about until 25, I would continue to attend church, regularly volunteer, read the Bible, engage in theological discussion, and mostly not have any notable supernatural things happen. I'm sure they did, but nothing stands out. Skipping way ahead. I got married late in life, and I was only married roughly for 8 months, 5 of which we were separated. She and I met on a dating app, Grindr. No, it's insane. Went on a couple of dates, and at the time had a feeling that I should not engage with this person. I shrugged it off and continued to be friends with her. A different woman at that time that I worked with was an ex of mine, and when I moved back into the city to take this job, she basically took over my life again. Wasn't proud of it, very weak of me, but I acquiesced and let her run my life for like 2 years.
Oh,
So I only occasionally talked to the now ex-wife on and off in a platonic fashion. Eventually, I grew a spine and cut that person out of my life. We met up, I guess with his wife. I met up with my soon-to-be wife a few times to hang out, nothing sexual. We went our separate ways, and eventually, she reached out on the anniversary of my father's death. I was having a hard time, and I welcomed someone in my life. Anyone, I guess. At the time, it felt like some sort of divine providence. Perhaps the Lord letting me know, letting my dad make a connection for me in this life somehow. We would date for a few months. I would feel comfortable in that this is the person I'm going to marry and propose to her. When we would be engaged a little over a year before getting married, she moved in with me a bit after we got engaged, bringing crystals into the house with her.
Damn it.
bro.
Looking back, I sort of now assume she figured out that this original date of my dad's death by a combination of cyber stalking and social engineering. We've heard a story similar to this.
Yeah,
huh?
yep.
Or who knows what else, divination. One of our friends reached out with a similar story we can't say. She was previously engaged, and the story I was told was that she caught her fiance at the time cheating on her. Marriage was called off. She still hangs out with this person apparently after she and I divorced, but she refers to him by a nickname, so I never realized that's who she was referring to.
Oh, that's so terrible. That's so terrible. I hate that.
I don't know. Sometimes you hear these stories and you're just thankful that
Hell yeah.
for the grace of God on your own life, dude. Like you're hearing this and you're like, dude, anybody's life could kind of have gone this way, man.
I was thinking about that just the other day when it came to my wife. Like my relationship is so solid, and I realized, like, I don't know if I'm built for a destabilizing relationship. Like I don't know if God could have served me up a bad relationship and a bad wife, or if I could have like missed the signs and been with somebody else. Like, I think part of the reason I'm able to operate in any manner of success, whatever you would call that in life, is because my relationship is so solid. Because I think about it every once in a while. It's like harrowing to think about, and plenty of people probably hearing me right now and like scoffing, like, oh yeah, if you had my relationship or some shit like that. But like, dude, I'm just not, I don't think I'm built for, there's a lot of things that I'm built for. There's a lot of things that I can tolerate. I don't think I'm built for a bad marriage.
I'm not either, bro. Like if I came home, like I had buddies that always like to fight with their girl, like they enjoyed fighting.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh,
nah,
my wife did this, my wife did that.
I just have too much going on, like out there. Like when I come home, I gotta chill.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's a big reason why I didn't like, I liked him as a dude, but like didn't like Jose of the Tower Gang podcast because like always talking shit about his wife.
It's a rough thing.
Like
some people do that. It's like a cultural thing, right?
Yeah,
like a lever. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Stop. Be grateful for her. Like what if you had no wife?
Or
Sancho says Raven would cry. I would cry.
If you hate everything about her, then leave her and stop fucking talking to me.
But that's a
about
mindset. You didn't marry a chick that you don't love.
Yeah,
like that.
I know if somebody
let your mind play tricks on you like that, you got to stop.
Listen, I'm not Dr. Phil. Just don't come to me.
Fuck Dr. Phil. He's talking about aliens now.
It brings me down. Like, ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like,
say nice things about your wife, bro.
While we were engaged, she accused me of many things. Of having women over the house, claiming she found hair in the bathroom that she couldn't have been either of ours. I have dark brown hair that will fade and look reddish brown, and and the hair she found was red.
Oh,
or she claimed to find.
Yeah, it didn't matter. She was convinced I had someone over. I let her borrow my car, very nice car. Some are saying the nicest of cars, for a bachelorette party road trip she was taking. Bad idea. A few days after this trip, she confronts me, says she found some press-on nails in the car, probably from her friends, convinced I had some woman in the car. She had already called the 2 shops in the area that did work on it to ask if any of their females employees had been in it. They said no. So she was convinced I was up to no good.
Ugh.
I wasn't. That's fucking, yeah, it's just horror.
Hate it.
I was convinced that I could just show her if I was an honest person, things would be fine. I had actually never given her any reason to assume otherwise.
Terrible.
At her wedding reception, she was convinced my mentor/manager and his wife were talking about her, saying she looked like an ex-girlfriend of mine and comparing her that way. They weren't. They would never do that. I'd known them for over a decade. They're upright people. Didn't matter. She insisted that they did. Sounds like you just married a crazy bitch.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, many such cases.
Yeah.
She insisted they did and that I needed to sever ties with them. 2 months into my marriage, she started on benzo medication as prescribed by a psychiatrist.
Let's go.
She had not told me about this.
Let's not go.
Yeah.
Let's not do benzos.
I immediately noticed a change in her behavior and tried to bring it up amicably. It did not go well. She would admit in the conversation to being on new medication, but insist that nothing had changed. She grew more and more paranoid as the time progressed over the month. Over this month, that's it. She looked like a different person. Looking back, because they were married for 3 months and then separated for 8, right? Something like that. Separated for 5. Married for 8 months, separated for 5. So there's 3 months in this whole time period.
Okay.
That they're together. I describe it as her being possessed. Her facial structure was changed.
Ugh.
Her eyes noticeably different, so much so that my mom asked what was wrong with her because in a photo she sent to my mom of us, her eyes were what my mom called vacant.
Yeah, dude. That the vacant thing.
We were
that's
talking
real.
about that yesterday with like Billy Carlson and
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that with James. Yeah. Alberino. Yeah, he's not there. By the way, quick little aside story.
shout out Daddy. We mean no offense.
We mean no offense, Daddy. You guys ever see that video of that chick? She's in the club. Apparently the backstory is she had been, in a bad relationship and she, broke up with the guy. She's in the club. She's got lipstick on and she's kissing the shirts of men in the club without their knowledge.
To get him in trouble.
Yeah,
that's horrific.
And I'm like, you fucking bitch.
That's kind of witchcraft.
I mean, dudes are going home that night after, getting to go out and whatever, have a couple of drinks with the boys. I don't know what you're doing at the club as a man, in your relationship.
Explain that.
There you go. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, now you got some shit to explain because some goofy bitch who, goes into her hate all men stage starts putting lipstick on and kissing shirts. Like, whoa, man. Whoa. I was just thinking about that. It was a terrible, terrible video.
She was always a very jealous and paranoid person, but I just chalked it up to this is what she experienced, so she expects things to go wrong. She spied on me through our security cameras during the day. I work from home and watched me in the bathroom.
What? Yo, that's just like what this witch does to my dad.
She was convinced I was up to no good on my own in the bathroom for some reason.
Yes.
When she said,
what does that mean?
Bro,
Up to no good in the
I'm telling you.
in the bathroom. Were you doing diarrhea in there?
This woman does witchcraft on my father and then is constantly, singular. She's constantly accusing him of when me, my father, and my son went out for the first time in my life and the last time in my life together. I said, hey, Dad, I want to go bowling. I haven't had you in my life for my whole life. And I'd like to try to spend some time together, me, you, and your grandson. And it was like pulling teeth to get this to happen. We went out, had a couple of beers, bowled, came back, and she was all of a sudden dressed in like a streetwalker's outfit, accusing him of going out and cheating, and then told him she's going to go outside and stand on the corner and talk to whoever comes up to petition her because of what he had done. And what he had done was gone out bowling for 2 hours.
There were a couple of spares.
With his son. Yeah, he wasn't very good. With his son and his grandson. And I was never able to ever be alone with him again after that. She would loom in the background. Like all and then of course witchcraft. Panties in the coffee pot, all that shit.
Damn. She was convinced I was up to no good in the bathroom. And when she said, well, I have video of you.
That's just always funny.
I have a video of you.
I was in the bathroom with a stomach flu. I lost it. I screamed at her. Couldn't believe what she was doing. Told her she had to get help. She couldn't keep intentionally sabotaging our marriage. She would later admit to spying on me while we sat on the porch through our security cameras, trying to see what I was looking at on my phone while I was sitting across from her.
Wow.
Whoa, that's high-tech shit. She would find nothing interesting because I wasn't doing anything nefarious. During this time, my very nice car's battery kept dying, wouldn't stay charged. There was nothing wrong with the electrical. I worked on cars most of my life with my dad, worked at a car audio shop, and I have a degree in electrical engineering. Didn't matter. It would always be dead the next day. Very weird.
Huh.
She would like unplug. She'd, like,
Yeah, I
go and
wonder if
turn
she's
your
sabotaging his
turn
shit.
your lights on. Also during this time, there were smells of sulfur in the home.
Yo!
Couldn't track it down.
This bitch farting.
Even had HVAC plumbing people out. Could never figure out a source. But it was only when she was in the house or briefly after she left the house.
Damn, that thing's stanking.
What?
Eventually, all the tension culminated on a Thursday evening while when we were going to bed, she said, "You're going to have to do this without me. Please just take care of the animals."
What the bro?
We had 4 cats and a dog at the time. We had just got the 4th cat,
That's a problem.
a very tiny Sphinx, and was very sweet, but would ultimately pass under her care soon after.
Oh, you bitch.
I mean, I don't really care too much about
hey,
this
come on,
part.
man. What the hell? It's a very tiny Sphinx. It's very sweet.
I asked her what she meant. She said, "I'll figure it out."
Oh my God, bro.
The next day, she calls me to let me know before lunch that she wouldn't be coming home, that this is the end of it, to let her mom know and her brother know that she did in fact love them, and to tell the animals the same.
Oh,
Tell the animals. Bro, imagine living in this kind of stress.
She kept a Taurus pistol on her at all times,
Oh.
Based.
with a round chambered.
Okay. I mean, she
Nice.
could have chambered it, though. It does not really.
Yeah. No, I mean, if she's carrying and she keeps one in the...
Taurus
No,
is
I'm saying,
inexpensive
like-
too.
That's right.
Kinda
yeah,
smart.
kind of, I don't know, get a Glock. I
Bitch.
asked if there was anything I could do. She said no, and that I shouldn't send anyone to do a welfare check at work or to call the police or to try to contact her doctors, because the second she found out I did, it would be bad for the people at work around her. I wept, I screamed, I cried out to God like a bitch. No,
Mhm.
I asked him for help. I called her doctor's offices and I said she was having some sort of an episode. And they said they would send the police. And I said, she threatened to harm herself and others. And she's armed. It's a bad idea. This guy must be in Florida or Texas or like one of these.
And he must be freaking the fuck
Yeah.
out, man.
The doctor told me to pack up all the medication in the house and take it with me. So I did. We had 2 other ARs in the home, one of which would become a big deal later.
Oh, jeez, man.
I don't know if we're going to get to this because we're late in the episode, but her psychiatrist called anyway.
It's a lot.
She then called me and screamed at me and said I'd never see her again. I got in the car and drove over to her work, and she was already gone. I drove over to her mother's house. Also not there. Went by the places she normally hangs out, wasn't there. I drove around for hours trying to find her, and then I get a call from her asking where I am. I said, "I'm out driving looking for you." She said she was at the house
Oh,
and she
jeez.
was leaving to finish the job.
Finish the job. How many parts to this job is there?
I called the police, told her she was armed, and I didn't know what she was going to do. They told me to go to the house and try to talk to her. I said I was pretty far. They said, "That's fine. Drive as fast as you need. Keep us on the phone and we'll get an escort going, and other units will stay outside of the cul-de-sac."
Damn,
until I
dog.
entered.
If this wasn't like why it's happening, that's almost so cool.
That
Like,
is
I can
cool.
go as fast as I want, and
Like,
you're
you
going to
sure
send
about
cops
that?
to escort me? Let's
Yeah.
go, bro.
I got
but-
this fancy car.
But I got this witch at home. Fuck.
I get to the house, she's gone, and she's left a gift. She's left a gift of a watch on the table for me with the note indicating that I'd need it.
What
I
the
call her. Yeah. She actually picks up the phone.
bitch is doing too much.
I ask what's going on, and she screams at me saying I must give her medication back and must give her an AR. And she's also screaming at me, asking if there's anything I want to admit. I say, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is all an elaborate ruse to get him to admit to cheating, even though he's not cheated.
Yeah, she's gonna go to jail, and then he's gonna cheat on you because you
my
won't be
God.
there anymore.
Whoa.
How many dudes do you know like this though? Like that live under this sort of I
Oh my
I know a
God,
couple
yeah.
dudes.
No, there's nobody. that
I've
looks
known
like
I've
that.
known a couple dudes, yeah.
Well, I
I've
don't
known,
know to this severity, but like crazy girlfriend shit, doing stuff like
I've
not
known
exactly
pretty damn
like this,
no, I mean
but-
pretty damn close to almost exactly like this, minus the witchcraft. At least
Yeah.
it was never overt.
You need
But-
to get some church friends, man. You should start going to church.
Oh yeah,
bro.
maybe I'll sing in the choir.
maybe you'll do some narration.
Maybe I'll do some I might maybe do the voice.
Raymond Venn here, Philippians 4:3.
End of the world news.
I have no idea what you're talking about. She took my prescriptions at the time. I was recovering from a back injury from bike racing. She said I'd need to bring her meds.
Motherfucker had a back injury too?
Yeah, they're all on meds. I need to bring her meds and exchange them in a public place along with the AR. That's fucking nuts. The police
Exchange the AR in a public place with me.
This is all on speakerphone. The police said I needed to go and do that so that they could take her into custody if need be.
Okay.
The police would remove the firing pin from the AR before I leave. Smart.
Slick. But damage it in the process, you assholes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you got to save this bitch.
We agree to meet in a nearby public parking garage. She tells me I have to park far enough away from her so that I can't try to box her in, and that if I try anything, she's armed. She instructs me to put the gun case in the middle of the lot.
So what do you do though? This is your wife. Like,
Drop her
you're
with a
just-
straight right.
I mean, it's because like at some point in the story, I'm like, stop effing with this chick,
gotta see
dude.
how
Like,
far you
get
could
out, like,
punch her.
get out of this. Like,
How
just
far you could
never
punch her.
talk to this human ever again. But like, it's just like, oh no, but it's my wife, so like, you kind of have to. Like,
I don't know, man. I
You're
think
stuck.
there's just too many times in the story where I'm like, this is just a human. I'm never talking to it.
You got to go back in time and never marry her.
Yeah.
Kinda like where your
Time
head's at.
travel.
The signs were there, and I think he still did it anyway. This is what we were talking about. My cousin with my other cousin that's visiting from New York, and I was like, it was his wedding day, and I had told him I didn't know much about his girlfriend at the time or his fiance at the time, but for some reason I told him my advice on that day was, hey, listen, marriage with somebody doesn't get like all the things that were there before.
Doesn't
Don't-
make them go away.
No, marriage doesn't do that. It magnifies it. And good luck. That was it.
Godspeed.
Had no idea what was going on in his marriage, and I mean, if you know what's happening with him now, it's like a fucking mess. But yeah, it doesn't go away. It gets magnified. So there's.
Do you think God would get madder if you beat her up than if you divorced her?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Might be biblical to hit your wife at this point. But all right.
Left, right, uppercut.
So she picks up the AR, drops off my meds, and goes back to the car, leaves in a hurry. Police said there's nothing else to do. I should go home. I go home, and about 30 minutes later, she comes hauling into the
I
cul-de-sac.
can't handle this story.
This is so fucking
No, I
crazy,
mean, I
bro.
knew this was going this way. And almost puts her car through the garage door.
God damn.
She gets out screaming, waving the pistol, yelling about how the firing pin was taken out of her rifle and that it was damaged, asking me what I thought I was going to accomplish. Did she try to fire it?
Bro, what happened to the police? Weren't they supposed to intercept this shit?
No, they went home.
Wait. I don't
They're on
understand.
lunch.
They were like, hey, take the firing pin out.
Situation averted.
Ball's in your court, homeboy. What the fuck?
You said she had a Taurus? It'll probably jam.
It's no problem. Yeah, no problem. That's crazy, though. I can't believe they didn't. I mean, she's already made illusions to killing herself.
I dialed. They should have Baker acted her there.
Yeah. So they just said, remove the firing pin. Our work here is done.
I dialed the number the police gave me earlier, quickly in my phone during all this. Just click from recent numbers and leave the phone in my pocket. They hear us arguing. They dispatch units to the house, which should have been at the house.
That's crazy.
When she hears the sirens, she starts yelling more.
You guys couldn't turn the sirens off?
I think like it's a problem of like, they don't like the person making the call to the people don't really know.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, they're unorganized. She starts yelling more when she hears the sirens, asking me what I think is this is going to do. Asking if I really think I can save her. All while I'm trying to calmly plead with her to stop this. And she's still waving the pistol around at me.
Jeez, bro. All right. You got a fucking decker.
Oh.
Yeah, this is too stressful.
You control that wrist with the fucking pistol and you just clean knock her out.
I don't know.
I mean, what? Or else what? You're going to get shot.
Yeah, that like at that point, if someone is waving a gun around, you have to shoot them. But that's your wife.
Yeah, but is it like waving around like, you know, like knows how to hold it, or is it just like
If
some
she's
cheerleader
Spanish?
that's like,
Oh, man.
And she's holding it sideways.
That's your wife. Is she putting out? I mean, at this point in the game, is she putting out? Because maybe I have some sympathy. If she's putting out and you don't want to, cold cock her.
I mean,
That
I
is
get
not
it.
the question here.
She
That's the
runs to the
question.
backyard and throws the pistol in the woods before the cops get to the house. The cops try to question her, ask her what she's doing. She refused to cooperate. Says we were just having an argument and that I was actually the problem. They should be questioning me instead. While this is going on, 2 other officers are canvassing the woods behind the house with the dog. They find the pistol, bring it to the front of the house. One of the female officers says, "Why don't you come out with me? Tell me what your husband has done wrong."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good plug. Come
Smart,
on.
yeah.
Come fucking gossip about your husband.
Yeah, girl boss. She agrees. They get near her cop car, handcuff her, and call an ambulance from Transport Smart.
Yeah.
She starts screaming, claiming that they're assaulting her. They aren't. Eventually, they get her into the ambulance and take her to the hospital for a psych hold. That's what they should have done in the first place. But,
yeah.
Officers returned the pistol to me as well as the AR that was in her car.
Okay, but did they fix the damage?
They said that they took him into evidence. She would never be allowed to own a firearm again.
Cool.
Yeah, so like Laura Loomer.
Oh, yeah. Laura Loomer, that crazy bitch.
Hey,
wait.
speak nice about her.
So all of this story that we just read, her punishment is she can't own a firearm.
Well, once you're Baker acted, you can't own a firearm. So that's
it though. That's like that's your punishment.
She
You
is
can't own a firearm.
held in the psych ward
That's
for
not
like 4 days.
That's
Okay,
not none
that's
of this
just
is a
one part of
punishment.
this.
None of this is a punishment yet. That's like a proactive measure. If
Okay.
you can't own a gun if you've been admitted.
I know, but a human like this, are they supposed to be like in society?
We'll find out what they do with her. She's in the psych hold for like 4 days. During that time, she claimed that they were assaulting her, and she blamed me for all of it. Her mother says that it was probably better if she went to live with her for a while. I agreed. She was mad about this as well.
Hold on, I gotta address this. Dumbass Actual says she must be a smoke show, to which Pandafly says
yeah.
beer flavored nipples.
I don't know what that means.
It's very funny.
That's kind of funny.
That's very funny. Good job,
Because they've been
Pandafly.
sipping on that beer.
Beer flavored nipples. That's just Pandafly thinking of what would drive a dude crazy.
She was probably very attractive. Exiles in the chat.
Well, Sparrow said most crazy bitches are not attractive, and it's like even if they were, by the time they're crazy, now they're not. It doesn't matter if they're hot. It's like,
what if they have beer flavored nipples?
still,
It's a whole
bro.
nother thing.
That's crazy.
Um,
These nipples taste like
So
Modelo.
Juan is a little crazy though, because he's got a wild ass
yeah.
background, and he kind of likes this.
Yeah, Juan likes it.
also, I mean, listen, man, the crazy girls have that grippy, so Juan might have been.
Might have had that grippy.
Yeah, I don't know if you know what that means. Don't worry about
That's
it.
fine.
I don't want to know.
He stood up and couldn't shake her off. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy.
kind of thing.
I don't like it. Let's just keep going.
She was tight.
So don't like this.
Yeah, no, that's what they say. What do they say? They grip better than like psych ward hospital
psych
socks.
ward say hospital socks.
Yeah,
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 I don't
it's
like where
crazy.
this is going.
Grippy
I'm
socks,
saying-
grippy box. There we go. Dumbass Actual
yeah,
says
no,
it.
that's-
Let's just read the story.
Grippy
You're right.
box.
Okay, let's just
Okay,
read
okay,
the story.
okay.
That
just wanna
means
hear
that
this.
it's tight.
She was mad about this as well. About a week after that, she'd come to get the dog and 2 of the cats to take with her to her mom's. About a week later, she'd call me in the middle of the night, indicating that the baby kitten was having a hard time breathing because she was choking it.
What
No.
the? Oh,
I told her to take it to the ER. ER.
Based.
And we met there. He would spend about a week in the ER. They were unable to save him. I'd spend nearly $9,000. Fuck.
sorry,
Trying to
tinfoil
keep-
tiara.
This sweet cat alive, and ultimately they wouldn't be able to.
$9,000.
I know.
What the fuck?
We would go to counseling during this time period for a few months after. No progress would be made. She would continue to accuse me of doing sultry and sneaky things with no evidence, and I would have no way to show that I had not, in fact, done these things.
Exile says she's attractive. She had dyed red hair at the time. That is when women go through their crazy phase, they dye their hair red.
Yeah, there's a semi-psychological thing where what I forget what it's called, like poisonous frogs. They are different. They're like bright colors.
You
Yeah,
said that before. It was very intriguing when they
Mhm.
chicks like dye the hair these neon colors or bright colors in general. It's a sign that they're toxic.
Yeah.
They know they're toxic.
Yeah. They're warning
And
you.
They're warning you, but I don't think
And that's
they
a spiritual
know
law. Like, you've been warned.
physiognomy.
Physiognomy.
Yeah,
Good
it's
call.
God's nothing but fair.
You did see the hair, didn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, most people don't. Again, like, do you know you're doing the thing? Do you you see it? You think it's weird, but are you able to accurately correlate it to what the message is?
Did you send me a meme where it said Rapunzel, let your hair down? Like she dropped it down and it was like bright blue and pink, and the dude's like, never mind.
Yeah. Specifically, Pandafly said it fake red hair. That fake red, like that bright red, unnatural fucking, like the Beneha Elohim sign, that is like, run.
Yeah, well, shout out Heather Lynn. Once
she's great.
once she moved out the house, the car batteries would never die again. The sulfur smell would never return. We would continue to go to counseling, but ultimately nothing would change. During that time of counseling, she'd create a fake Instagram account, send herself messages from it, and this account would be posing as someone else I supposedly had an affair with. Oh, she's catfishing you with her. I had no idea who it could be. She would confront me about it, would say, I must know who this is. I obviously didn't. I was up to no such thing. Jeez, dude.
I've known chicks that have done that kind of shit too.
What?
Yeah.
Not to me, but I've known
Catfishing
chicks
is a
that have
thing.
done that. Yeah, creating accounts, trying to lure their husband into or their boyfriend into fucking cheating and shit, and then just looking like
Nuts.
an asshole when it never came to pass. Yep.
Since the entire suicide threat happened, my prayer life had changed. I had always been a believer, but in general, my life was comfortable enough that my prayers were simple. My childhood was rough in a lot of ways, but nothing insurmountable. I would pray before bed, but I had stopped going to church when she entered my life. A couple of days after this whole fake Instagram account thing happened, I had a dream. I was in an area that looked like my house, but clearly wasn't. It was shaped the same, but made out of large stones. Didn't have a roof and was damp and had plants growing all over the walls. I was turning the corner to walk down the hallway when an entity grabbed my arm.
Damn.
It didn't hurt, but it was a threatening grab, but a leading grab. It was cloaked in gray, its face was covered, and all it said was, "It's a trap." And I immediately woke up gasping. I assumed it was referring to the Instagram fiasco. I blocked the account of the 2 places she worked, and sure enough, I could no longer find this other account. I assumed it meant that it must be linked. Huh.
Oh, if you block an account, if there's linked accounts to it, it'll also automatically block those.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I confronted her about it, and she admitted it. Circling back, this entity had the same voice as one I encountered 15 years earlier.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Atma said we all got to go hug our wives after this story. Why is Atma pretending to be a man now?
Atma, the wife.
Atma is a guy.
Atma's a wife.
Atma's not. She called here when she sent the fog machine.
Atma's
I
wife
talked to her on the
called here.
phone.
Atma's wife called here.
Mm-hmm. They both use the same Atma account.
My husband.
I'm gonna meet her in person.
my wife.
At Bohemian Grove.
At Atma
And
Enterprises.
We're gonna have proof.
Ooh, Atma Enterprise. Atma LLC.
Yeah, at Atma Enterprises.
Atma Worldwide.
Mm-hmm. Go read his new book about Timothy Alberino, The Albino Rhino. It's very good.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, albino rhino.
Circling back, this entity had the same voice I encountered 15 years earlier when I myself had attempted suicide. I was depressed, overweight, and being abused in a relationship that I couldn't get out of.
Fat.
You seem like a bit of a cuck.
Yeah, you got a lot of emotional issues, Exile. I hope you're fucking
Better.
He's been through a lot.
real ass nigga now.
Yeah. Hey.
We don't say that anymore.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Sorry, James.
I took a bunch of painkillers and slammed a half a bottle of vodka, figuring it would do the job.
Shit.
Did?
Yeah. He was sleeping for roughly 18 hours. At the end of this 18 hours, I felt like I was just floating in a black void. Dreaming, I assume.
Fucking Exile says, I'm fine, thanks.
All right, cool.
We're the worst.
Dreaming, I assume. Suddenly, I felt something grab my arm and simply say, "You're not done yet." Turn me around and push me up. I immediately woke up gasping. It felt like I had been thrown out of this other realm back into reality.
Dang.
Next paragraph. We would get divorced. She would tell me she hated me and that I ruined her life. I would move away, keep my address secret so that she couldn't find me. That's probably why he didn't want us to read his name.
Oh, ooh.
My bad.
Shit.
Well, if you see anybody with red hair, just pack up all your shit and move to another house.
Amen.
She continued to cyberstalk me and anyone I spoke to, especially if they were female. It didn't matter if they were married or not. She assumed any female was up to no good if they somehow interacted with me. She would track down phone numbers of 2 of my old friends who were girls. You know what? Maybe she might not have had like the grippy. Maybe this guy's just laying it down. It must be a problem with you, dog.
Oh, Exile's got a fat dick
Whoa, no, that's not what I said.
that he knows how to use well.
That he knows how to, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. What did you do?
Good for you, Exile.
He said, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shout out. Okay.
Shout out to Exile and his fat dick.
Whoa, no, David, please.
It's a Christian show.
Yeah. James would not be pleased.
Sorry, James.
See, Atma said, I can't talk to Exile anymore. That's because she's a chick.
Ah.
Or that's because he's gay.
Oh.
More likely.
Hmm.
Asking them how long they've been messing around with me. These are the girls. They would both be completely confused, both being in long-term relationships and having no idea what she's talking about.
I've known chicks that have done this to homies of mine. Like I've known this
Sad.
story is
Yeah.
familiar.
After this, we would not speak for roughly 6 months when my mother suddenly had a stroke.
Ah.
I'd be driving back and forth every 2 weeks across the country to take care of my mom and continue to work. My ex-wife found out and would call and say how sorry she is, ask how she could help, then would slowly wedge herself back into my life. My mom would lose her ability to speak coherently. Thank God the only remaining effect of the stroke would be aphasia, difficulty with reading. I have that sometimes.
I can't read it.
And speech and confusion of words. Okay. But one thing she would say clearly not long after this is, do not speak to her. She is a witch. She is also paranoid schizophrenic.
The
It's kinda
mom
the
was
same
saying
thing.
this about the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the same as a redundancy there, but I don't disagree.
It's almost like the mom kind of went astray for a while, got a little wild, but she had one last thing to say, like, hey, man, I know I might have been a little crazy, but listen to this.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
Panda Fly has admitted she is the crazy chick story. Said everybody's got a crazy chick story, and Panda Fly is...
No,
a few
Panda's
of them.
not crazy.
Not anymore.
She was, though?
Exile says, I wouldn't believe her. And I chalk it up to my mom having been exposed to so much witchcraft back in Puerto Rico that she'd see it everywhere and everything. And her own experience with her mother-in-law being a literal schizophrenic.
That's literally me, though. Like, everything now is witchcraft, iniquity, and demonic.
And a lot of it is, and some of it isn't. I don't know.
I haven't
it's-
found the ones that aren't, though. I don't see the ones that are.
She's a witch burner at the stake.
Killer.
It would turn out later that she would have lied about the neighbors during this whole firearm incident, what they said to her, their interactions, etc. I would be stupid and eventually forgive her, let her back into my life multiple times to my own peril. I always said that if this event is what it took to bring her to Christ, then I'm fine with it.
Okay.
She would claim she is deep in the Bible now, attending church, praying to God all the time. No man can know another's heart, so I have always wanted to believe, but I just don't know.
That's rough. That's a hard thing.
It's not your business.
Mm.
We've become friends again over the last year, and I've always felt that marriage is a one and done thing. So maybe I should try again. And maybe it was my fault the whole time, that I didn't do enough.
Bro, what?
I'm going back to Grippy, the Grippy theory.
That if I just loved her more, yeah, it seems like more like you're simping for her now.
Well, I mean, look, if she's deep in the Bible, attending church, praying to God all the time, like that's exactly what you want for anybody, especially your wife.
If I just cared more, I could have handled the entire thing differently. Maybe there's an aspect of you not caring, but I don't know. Well, let's see. What do they say? Oh no, I'm not going to read that means business.
That's it's 90% piss.
Okay, a couple months back. Wait up.
Based.
A couple months back, she randomly said, "Hey, isn't this the name of your ex-girlfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "Oh, she's looking at my stories constantly on Facebook. What should I do?"
Wait, who's this happening to?
This is the ex-wife saying it to the dude.
And now they're friends. A couple months ago.
Stop being friends, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, a couple months ago, she randomly said, who randomly said this?
His
Isn't
wife,
this the
his
name of your-
ex-wife, his ex-wife.
Oh, isn't this the name of one of your
So
ex-girlfriends?
she's doing the same old shit. I have no idea why she would be doing that. Oh, you haven't been talking to her? No, I haven't been talking to her. I haven't spoken to her in years. She's like, okay, thank you. Very bizarre interaction. But I'd mostly forget about it and chalk it up to the same paranoid behavior as before. And I'd continue to be friends with her.
Jeez. Okay, Juan. I mean, at some point, it's
Hey, Exile. We don't
My
want to
bad.
get this guy in trouble. Juan. Fucking guy.
Damn it, dude. This is not
You have any guy
boding
friends?
well.
You have any dude friends?
I mean, if you did, they'd be telling you, hopefully, this is not good.
During
Well-
what would have been our anniversary this year, I told her we could take a road trip, man.
How are you going to throw her off a canyon, huh?
What?
Throw her off a canyon.
I would head to where she
Make
is.
it look like an accident.
We would drive out to a bike park in the same area in which we used to own land. I had brought land and started designing a house for us to build in the mountains when we
Does
got
he
engaged.
always say brought? I just noticed this recently. When he's trying to say bought, he says brought.
You talking to me
Can you
about
read
me?
it again?
Brought is bringing. Bought is purchasing.
Whatever.
No,
I
he
had-
always says brought when he's trying to say bought.
Oh, you're saying Top is saying
Yeah,
that.
I
Oh.
had brought land.
See what I'm saying? It's just like woman
Yeah.
or them. Dude, I've only realized that in the last like week or two.
Oh, shit.
We'd grab a pizza. It would be fun. As she always wanted to learn how to ride the sort of terrain that I do on bikes. Very interesting fact about me, TopLobsta, I can swim.
Okay. You love bikes?
I can't ride a bike.
Really?
I think I can. I never learned how. You see a scar on my finger?
You can't ride a bike?
No, I never ride bikes.
But can you?
I don't know. I won't. I was learning when I was learning to ride a bike the first time, like we took the training wheels off.
Yeah.
Across the street from my house. You know the house I showed you across the street where they shoot guns? Bing, 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 bing,
Yeah, the
bing.
projects was across the street.
Yeah.
Some knick-knock tied invisible wire from one light post to the next, and I didn't see it. And it burned this thing into my hands. And all I could remember was like, if it was like a couple inches higher, goes across my neck.
Your throat.
I don't think it would cut my throat, but I'd have like a line across my throat.
You know how
After
I got
that,
this scar?
I got this scar driving my bike in the ghetto.
Yeah, I mean, I hit a gate at full speed, like
Nobody asked.
On mushrooms in the middle of the night one time. Me and Armando were at Del Valle and came full speed down this hill and hit a gate full speed, but I'm not going to not ride a bike.
I just didn't. I rode a scooter.
Hold on. What's up, Nance?
Oh, nothing.
Wow.
Why did you even ask her?
Because she unmuted her mic and I could hear her grumbling in Japanese.
Oh.
All right, whatever, Nancy.
Wait, so you really can't ride a bike or swim?
I can swim good. I swim better than David.
That's not true. I watched him get carried to shore by a wave, but I don't think that's swimming.
I swim good. I don't ride a bike.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I didn't see him swim at all.
No, I
His
saw
kids
him
are great
walk around in waist deep water and then ride a wave back. I was
What do you
watching.
think taught them how to swim? I
Your
don't.
grandpa.
I
The
don't
only thing is I got to
ride a
meet Jess
bike.
at this appointment. I got to leave in like 5 minutes.
All right, so we're gonna
we'll
wrap it up.
Well, no, you don't have
Well,
to.
no,
I'm
we're
just
nearly
saying I
done.
got to wrap it
No,
up.
we
in 5
actually
minutes.
are almost nearly done. Good
All right, shut
job
up,
getting
Nancy.
through this.
We'd grab a pizza. It would be fun. And as she always wanted to learn how to ride that sort of terrain on a bike, I thought it would be fun. But it would end up being a reminder that I would just be putting myself in the same situation as before. She'd yell at me
Bingo.
at the bike park, scream at me, accuse me of not handling the situation well, whatever it was.
Bingo.
It was stressful. After all this would occur, she would flip her attitude and say how much fun she had. She's crazy. She
Dude.
would press me sexually and ignore clear boundaries I denied before.
Okay.
Over the last, this is why he's in it. Over the last 2 years, I've been continually praying and asking God specifically for specific clarity and guidance.
What kind of clarity do you need? Run, bro.
This is like the guy praying with the girl
What?
just trying to grind on him. And he's just like,
yeah. That meme where it's like she's showing her ass.
What
And I
in
would
the
say-
world? He didn't get clarity when he typed this out?
Crazy.
and I would just say, no, I don't. Wait, I often feel like I hear the Holy Spirit say, but you already have it. And I would say, no, I don't. Like this can.
Oh my
strength to
God.
stop.
Like the Holy Spirit is saying, like, you already know what to do.
Yeah, just don't fuck her.
Yeah. Leave. Stop.
Continuing to pray. Sure enough, I have another dream.
Oh, there you go. He said, very much got clarity when I typed it, Matt, with
Okay,
several
there
T's,
we go.
with the
There you
proper
go.
amount of T's. Let this be a lesson to all you 2 tiers out there.
You
We
should.
like 5 or more.
I have another dream, and the entity says you should check the source. And I wake up, I'm like, yeah, I guess I will message this person I haven't spoken to in like 8 years and see what happened. So I do that this morning. I say, hey, sorry to bother you, and this is probably weird, but my ex-wife said you were watching her stories on Facebook. Is there anything that prompted that? She responds a few hours later and said, yeah. I clicked on her profile to see who it was because this random person messaged me and said they forgave me and they didn't hate me, even though you said I was a terrible person. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I get a random message from someone I've never seen before, never contacted. And I'm like, what's the content of this message? As soon as I read the message, I heard the voice say, I told you you already had it.
Damn.
And it just felt like a hammer crushing me.
Yeah, dude.
Commentary was from someone else listening to my dumbass story.
Yo, it is kind of crazy that like God cares enough to even like we are
Wait,
dumb and stubborn.
Yeah. Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
No, that's it. We're just dumb and stubborn, and it's like in
We
this
want,
thing where
we want what we want.
we want what we want. We want that grippy and the red hair. I get it, dude.
He wants the marriage. He wants like the
Yeah, you want a good wife. You want to do the right thing. You don't want to abandon somebody who says they're coming to Christ. Like
sometimes you want a podcast studio in Leesburg.
you can't have it,
Maybe
but
you
you
get
can have
it
something close.
in another coffee shop that's kind of all right.
You're gonna get a chick who's a natural redhead, but doesn't have a grippy. Hey, and that's okay. It's not always about that. That's not the main thing that is important here.
Yeah. Sometimes you settle.
Sometimes you settle, but there's other things that are good.
The reason we don't get involved in witchcraft, among many others, is because the spirits tied to it are possessive. They're the hardest ones to break ties with.
Mhm.
They leave marks on you that you don't forget. So if your mom or anyone you know has a discernment and says, hey, you should probably stay away, you better listen, because if you get involved even in a tiny bit of the craft, you can be in a world of trouble, especially if you are naturally sensitive in the spirit. Yep, he's 100% right. And I think that's part of this.
Yeah.
You got involved with somebody that is doing witchcraft in a way. He's spiritually open because of his Pentecostal past and his like just being a Christian and also naive, but you're dragged in it.
Yeah.
And it had a hold on him. And it's like that hold, if you can't identify it specifically, you don't know what it is. So at the end of it, I'm a grade A, hard R, retarded for continually letting this person in my life,
That's all right, man.
hoping that they truly have turned to Christ, even though they continue to exhibit destructive behaviors. Turns out the Lord grants us clarity in a variety of ways, even when we refuse to pay attention.
Yo, but how great
Also
is God,
forgot
though?
I was in the gate program.
That's right. How great is God, though, to be like, you already have it. And then you get this dream and it's like, you should check the source. And then you check the source and it's like, yeah, you already had it. It was already there.
Yeah.
You just needed to press on this a little bit and there's your answer. I mean, that's huge. That's such an unbelievable, the ways that God will speak to us are not limited to scripture even. You know, it's like they'll use a pastor who's giving a gay kind of sermon and asking you to do Blue's Clues shit. Or, you know, God will use fucking Facebook and say, hey, go check the source. You already got it.